What the fuck are you doing, YouTube? There we go. All right. Now we should be ready to go. All right. It looks like we are live, guys. I swear it is always something.
It's a huge lag.
Is there? Can you hear me? Dave, can you hear me?
I can hear everything. It's lagging a whole bunch.
Is it lagging on the live or is it lagging on like your monitor? Is it lagging on your monitor or is it lagging on the live?
Let's see.
Can you hear me?
It's lagging on both.
Really?
It's lagging on both. Yes.
Okay, you catching me now?
Can you hear me?
Are you catching me now?
Yeah.
Hey, are you catching me? Did
Yeah.
that fix the lag? Did that fix the lag? Dave, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me?
No. I can hear you. It's just lagging.
It's still lagging?
It's lagging really bad.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me fix this. All right. Is it still lagging? Is it still lagging pretty bad? Is it still lagging pretty bad? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still lagging pretty bad?
I can't hear you until 30 seconds after you say something.
Oh, man. Spend a bunch of damn money on a fucking streaming software. It's supposed to fix shit. And it makes it worse. What the fuck? Working on it.
Gabe said that also it's choppy really bad, babe.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm working on it. Give me a second. Hang All right, you got me?
Ooh.
That
I
better?
think I did.
Yeah.
Did we get it? Yes.
I think we got it. Hey, Gabe, how's the sound of mint? I don't have the chat up. So. Q. Kick it.
He said he'll be right back.
Oh, no worries, Gabe. No worries.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dead Kitty. I'm gonna let you kick this off here. Bada bing, bada boom. Smoke-N-Sass, guys. Our first, what did you call that? Audio cast. All right, Death Kitty. My monitor's off, so I can't hear you. But if you want to get him kicked off, and I will be right back.
All right, so this is my first time doing this, you guys. I have no clue how to start this off. Welcome to Smoke-N-Sass, everybody. Obviously, Stoner Man is, Smoke, and, Death Kitty, I'm Sass.
I came in on the right part of that, didn't I? Hey, you can't turn your camera off when I turn my camera off. All
Yes,
right, well, Death
I
Kitty.
can.
Wow, that was delayed. Is there that much lag? Is there that much lag?
There's quite a bit of lag.
Okay. Like, we talking like 10 seconds or
I'd say probably about 20.
20? Good lord. All right, well, the feed should sound pretty stable. All right. What's up, Woodchuck? You got a show? Heck yeah. Yeah, let me know what you're watching, man. Always looking for something new to watch that's not complete trash, man. A lot of trash on TV, man. Worthless crap. And we watch like the same shows over and over again. But shit, so that's actually a good topic. So yeah, we're just kind of fucking around, playing around, guys. We've had a lot of technical difficulties and stuff. So an interview fell through for this Friday, so couldn't get anything set up on short notice. So yeah, we're just kind of doing a just bowl session, I guess you call it, hanging out, chilling, talking to people. Um, so we're just gonna kind of just go over whatever comes up. Anybody who wants to jump in, hey, let us know. We'll send you a restream link. You can just open up in your browser, on your phone, on your computer, whatever, man. And you can just jump right in the stream, man. If you all wanna hang out and talk. But yeah, guys. So we're gonna start doing these kind of in the dead space, or just whenever we get a wild hair kind of thing. Um, but so yeah, I'd say first discussion top to start off with, man. If anybody's seen Justified, that's a damn good show. Definitely check that out, man. Timothy Elephant. Um, then I think the first thing I really ever watched him in was Hitman. And then I went and saw that show. I was like, holy shit, man. Didn't like him as Hitman though, man. I mean, he played a good part in his own way, but he definitely was not fitting of that game character, But, but yeah, guys. So, um, Death Kitty finished the Shoto for Just Trade today. Of course, you can never really be finished with this stuff because it's constantly growing and people, artists putting out new music and accomplishing new shit and everything. So it's always going to have stuff to be added to it and all that good stuff. Um, but yeah, she finally got that hooked up for him. So yeah, man, I am excited about Shoto, guys. We actually got a comment by Trey today. It was pretty fucking cool, man. He was excited. He's like, "Where can I see this, man?" But yeah, Death Kitty. Do you want to kind of go over Shoto a little bit? I mean, I know you've been really active in it and really putting in a lot of work and learning kind of the format on how to edit it and design it, with the picture, the table, the drop downs, all that good stuff. Do you want to kind of fill everybody in on that a little bit? Jessica, you there?
I am here.
Hey, do you want to fill them in on that?
On what? I had to step away and close the door.
Sure, though. Like, you've been really putting in a lot of work on it, and like the format, how to design it, all that stuff with the picture, the tables, the drop downs, all of that. Like, you want to kind of fill them in on that and kind of how you did it and what you learned, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like there's three of you talking still, even though I shut my door. And it's real hard to understand. But basically, what I did, and I can hear myself echoing. Okay, I'm going to try it again. So basically, what you do is you go to, and I'm going to put this in the site, shoto.sbs. And after you go to that site, you can type in the name of an artist, like let's say Just Trey. After you do that, let's say Just Trey isn't on there, it'll ask you if you want to add that person. But before you add that person, you need to make sure to go to that top right-hand corner and go and create your own sign-in. Create your own account to where you could put that information in there.
Heck yeah. Anybody who doesn't know what hats up. What's up, Canada? What's up? But yeah, anybody who still doesn't know how Shoto works or kind of how to go in and do stuff, make changes, add pages, add artists, all that, man, reach out to us, let us know. Death Kitty, she's definitely picking up really quick on it, man. For somebody who's never coded or anything, she is doing awesome, man. So she could definitely help you all out with that for sure. What's up?
Okay, so real quick.
What are you doing?
Okay, all right. I just wanted to say anybody that does, if they're anything like me, they have to have like a visual. I do not mind sending screenshots or even going over like a video call in the app or something like that to help them out.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. But yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Shoto yet, so basically what it is, man, is it is a website that we created, and I'm going to try to share the screen if it'll fucking let me. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do a little screen share here. Hopefully it doesn't fuck up on me too much here, but There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So yeah, guys. So this is Shodo, and that's obnoxious. There we go. So this is Shodo here. Basically, anybody who doesn't know what it is yet, it's gonna be a hub for independent artists, and you can discover new artists just by going in, picking a genre, or it'll just cycle through and randomly start just kind of display a new artist, new track, whatever. Search and surf the wiki. We'll go over that in a second. That's what Death Kitty's been working on. But we need to work on these playlists. But the playlists basically connect to YouTube playlists, and you can go up here if y'all can see. Let me blow this up a little bit for you, if I can. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So up here, you can actually go and explore the playlist. So like these are new releases here, but just all kinds of different artists, different tracks here. You guys can go check out on their YouTube page. So yeah, to anybody who's moderating this playlist right now, yeah, let me know if you guys need help. Me or Death Kitty will go in and help you all kind of clean out the playlist and everything, cycle through it. I'm thinking probably 2 weeks would be fair. Since these guys don't get a whole lot of views and airtime and all that, maybe we can do like 2 week cycle on them or something like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything exact. I know we're not sitting here tracking when we post it and all of that. Maybe we can get a little more advanced with it, one day. But for now, to any techies out there, if you know how to work this damn YouTube API, man, in a way that's not so damn intrusive, let me know, please. That's why I did it like this, was because I mean, I'm running off a cheap web provider, man, and I don't want to sit there and fuck with React or any of that shit. I think they offer it in like Go or something like that too. And man, I kind of stopped keeping up with all this shit when like Ruby on Rails and shit came around. So I know my basics. I can work my way around just about any language, but I just don't have the time to fucking keep up with all this ever evolving shit, man. I wish I had more time, man. If I could just sit back and just like study and like read and just learn shit all day, man, that would just be so fucking awesome. That Kitty, please jump in anytime, man. And anybody just joined in the chat, damn, I know it's loud, guys. Sorry. Anybody join the chat, man, right now, or jumping in watching this? If anybody wants to jump in, say something, add something, whether it's about Shodo or just any topic we're on or anything, man, just give us a holler. We'll send you a link, man. You can just open it up in your browser on your phone, whatever, and you can jump in the conversation. But down here we got 3 R's, man. I noticed reactors get a lot of the shout out, and that's awesome, man. The reactors make a big difference in promoting these artists. But reviewers and researchers, a lot of people just out there going over and doing breakdowns, even if they've already heard the track and it's not a reaction, researchers going in and researching whether it's these independent artists or mainstream artists, the industry itself, all that, man, bringing information out. History repeats itself, man, and there's some shit going on that's, if you look back and study some shit, it opens your eyes to what's going on now.
Okay, so speaking of that subject, Cricker Gray had an interesting post on Instagram, and she had mentioned, it was like a meme, and it was this dude's face, and he had like this face like he was like frustrated, and it had like the Illuminati triangle on his forehead. And on the meme, she mentions, hey, when everybody in humanity is waking up. And then I replied, history is repeating itself because you and I have had this discussion before. We believe this is not the first time for humanity to wake up. Thoughts, Stunnerman?
Oh man, I didn't know we were going this rabbit hole. Hold on. I swear I ain't got the COVID. All right. But yeah, no, seriously. I think this might not even be the second time. I mean, God knows how many times this has happened, and you know, you think about all the ancient knowledge out there that these ancient civilizations had, and okay, well, obviously they were evolved enough, and they learned and discovered things, and but they talk about these beings coming down and teaching them about things too. And it's like, well, how many different civilizations came before that? Um,
Mm-hmm.
you look at I can't remember what the name of the asteroid belt is, but they theorized there was used to be a planet there, and maybe a tragedy happened, maybe there was a collision.
Oh, you're
Um,
talking about the space between the planets. I think it's
yeah,
the fifth
yeah,
and seventh planet, right?
I, something like that, yeah. And I mean, shit, whether it's life on Mars, conspiracies, and all that. I mean, dude, maybe these all the planets in our solar system were inhabited at one time. Like there's there's just too much to the shit that we don't know yet. We can't answer that, man. Anybody who says, "Oh no, no, no," dude, you can't say no to that because you don't know.
Right.
I hate those people. They're just like, no, 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 dude. Until you have some evidence, man. Like, I can't say something if I can't provide evidence, but then you just shit on a fucking idea. Like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, it is plausible, man.
Totally.
But maybe these beings that came down and you know taught these ancient people this knowledge and all that. Maybe that was them survivors who didn't make it through whatever happened on Earth coming from other planets trying to be like, hey, we're trying to help you rebuild. Here's some knowledge.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, so the three R's, we got some people on here. Um these are all people on YouTube, and we want to eventually add like Instagrams, other platforms and stuff. But these are some of the big names in the three R's. If anybody knows of any more, wants to get some added, if you are one of the three R's and you want to get on, um, down here it says to request an addition to the list, message us on Discord through email. You can get that down here, discuss and discover more. We're going to add more of our platforms here and stuff too. We're working on the contests and giveaways. But man, one thing we're pushing for um, is make music great again and make music authentic again. Um, that's what those are our two hashtags we really promote on basically everything we do. But it's kind of our mission statement as well, man. That's what this is about. It's not where we're going to stop by any means, but this is a start because it's passion we have. We got a lot of passions, and that's going to come up in some future discussions we do here. But we are working on the Smoke-N-Sass website right now. So we're going to basically, it's going to be like a link tree if anybody's familiar with link tree. Um, but it's going to basically promote our social media platforms and all that for some stuff we're working on that will tie into bigger things. But so we're going to go over here to the wiki. So this is what Death Kitty's been working on. So Death Kitty, I'm gonna let you jump in here and really kind of lead everyone. But so you can click here and just go to the main page, or you can go to the search here. I'll show you that in a second. You can search directly from the wiki here. Anybody who doesn't know what wiki is, it looks really similar to, you guessed it, Wikipedia, because that's what Wikipedia is built off of, is Media Wiki. Media Wiki is like basically a fancy way of saying a website, user-friendly, navigatable database for whatever you choose it to be. Wikipedia is a database of everything. But we're going to go down here to search. We're going to type in just Trey. Hit enter, click search, whichever you prefer. Boom. Here we go, just Trey. So this is just kind of how it breaks down the search results, but we're going to go here, just Trey. And boom, there it is. All right, Dev Kitty, you take it from here. Let me know what you want me to click on, or anything you want me to highlight.
So I mean, not really. I mean, it's just a basic Wikipedia page, except it's for an artist. It's made for an artist. So I just did a basic little rundown with him. I didn't know a lot of his personal information, so I was like, I said real name, like actual the words real name in parentheses, because I don't even know his real name. I do know his birthday because he mentioned that in one of his interviews. I believe it was with Vibe Reactions with Uncle Ray. That his extended play, his EP, 24, that was his 24th birthday. And that's whenever, so I could figure out his birthday from that. Put his birthday, did whenever he first put down some music, stuff like that. And then I just went straight to the discography. And I decided to do it like a lot of other Wikipedia pages. I made it to where you can expand it to where it's not overwhelming when you see it. Hey, Brandy, how you doing?
What's up, Brandy? Hey, Brandy, we're doing just kind of open discussion, so you want to jump in, let us know. We'll shoot you a link, and you can jump in. But go ahead, Death Kitty.
If you can expand that discography.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
And how I did this is after you create an account and you can type your paragraphs, right? You can also insert table. And I did the standard table. It ended up perfect for me because I've got the name of the track or the album. And I could put down, I guess, when it was released. That's the second column. The third column is where it's at, whether it's YouTube or Apple Music. For some reason, since I don't have Spotify, for some reason I wasn't getting a lot of his songs on there. So if somebody wants to go through that does have Spotify and add everything that he's got on Spotify, they can. They can edit my work. That'd be awesome. And then that last column, it tells you whatever label is on that song or album.
Heck yeah. Man, I mean, like, I knew he had a lot of tracks, but good Lord. I mean, these are just singles. These aren't even his full, his full discography here, man. Like, this dude,
He's a hard worker.
Releases shit, man. It is incredible. Holy shit. I mean, look at this guy. But yeah, Destiny, one thing too, and we're not trying to copy Wikipedia, guys. This is Media Wiki, which is what Wikipedia is built off of. I'm not trying to copy, but I do like the general layout. So this is Upchurch. He's like one of the only independent artists I can actually find on Wikipedia, hence why we started this project. But Death Kitty 2, one thing I want to do is break it down to where we can do like the albums like this. And then of course, you can open up the album and see the track listing and all that too. But yeah, we're getting there, man. I mean, this is a lot of work that Kitty put into this, and it is incredible. And one thing too, I've talked about a lot is this part right here, citations. We opened this up to, hey, what's up, Gabe? Nah, you're good, man. You're good. Um, but yeah, we opened this up to the community because a man, there's so much content out there. We couldn't do this all, man, with the content constantly being released. And I mean, this is a dedicated full time here to input all of this information. So it's got to be a community effort, guys. That's what Wikipedia is. I mean, people badmouth Wikipedia because anybody can go in there and modify stuff. But you know, I mean, really, do you take everything to heart? Like you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. You gotta do your own research, and most importantly, right down here, cite your sources, man. Like, you can't just say, "Oh, so and so did this," and punch it in the wiki and call it cold hard facts, man. Like, you gotta cite your source, man. Is there a Instagram reel where this person said this or was seen doing this? Is this, just speculation? Is this, bad mouthing? What is it? Cite, man. You gotta cite stuff, man. And we're not trying to do that to be hard asses or anything. It's just we want this to be honest, man. Um, there's so much shit being talked about some of these guys, and they gotta fight the industry. They gotta fight, just the difficulties of trying to get promoted and work full-time jobs and make it through life and all that. We want to make this easier on them. We want to give them that support and do our part as the fans. I mean, I feel like to be there's different levels of fans, but to be a fan, a true diehard, it's about promoting and helping these guys on a level more than just buying the album, and it doesn't matter what level of fan you are. Are you just the album buyers, or the casual listener, or you the diehard, like, hey, I'm really gonna work and help promote this guy because I believe in what he's doing. A fan's a fan, man. If you're just being honest and doing what you do, there's no one fan that's better than another. Like, but I do feel like for people like us who have a passion for helping these people, a passion for music, that's kind of our duty, is to help these guys, man. I know, if I was in their position, I would heavily rely on my people, who support me and listen to me and buy my shit, like. But we just want to keep this honest, man. Make it as easy as possible for these guys as we can. But I mean, this is something that we're really gonna work hard on until, like I said, just the community makes it a self-sustaining kind of deal, and maybe one day we'll turn it over to somebody who shares that passion, man. We don't want to hold on to this forever kind of deal. It's just we're just trying to help, and when the time comes when somebody else who has that passion comes, they can take it over, man. As long as they do it justice and keep it honest, don't bastardize it, man. That's all we ask. But all right, Death Kitty, back to you.
I feel like I'm on the spot. What would you like to talk about?
I don't know, Chad. Anybody still in there? Let us know, man. If you guys got anything, just throw something.
There's always stuff to talk about. It's just a matter of exactly like what you want to talk about.
How about that weather?
Okay, let's talk about the fog.
Oh shit! I didn't even need to do this.
All right. So, have y'all been paying attention to this fog we've been having like across the United States? And people are reporting that people are getting sick. from this fog. It's been going on since what? Before Trump took presidency, right? It was like the end
Uh,
of December when it first started.
yeah, that's when I first remember it. And of course, I didn't think much of it until it just started repeating and just getting more out of character, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. So
I mean,
basically, from there, it's weird. It'll pop up in certain areas, and it's not always in the same areas, but it's kind of it does repeat in the same areas. Does that make any sense?
it it I think in some areas it has. I think was it like Georgia or something. I think it's been getting a lot of it. North Carolina, maybe.
I think
I
it's from.
know.
I think it's the Eastern Coast that was getting it there for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Hmm.
dude, the I don't know, man. It's just I've never seen like the fog just move in so quick and just be so like eerily dense. Like I don't know,
Hmm.
man. Like I just can't
So
put my finger on it, but it's like something is uneasy about it. And then of course you got the article saying that they're testing it and finding was it parasites and bacteria in it or something? But I can't remember what the one of the parasites they found was pretty common. It wasn't like anything like ancient fucking parasite that came out of a Egyptian
out of one of
tomb
the
or
ice
some shit,
tundras in
man.
like Siberia or something.
I don't know. Fucking makes me think about the thing, man. Fucking oh, shit. We're starting to get fucking infected and shit.
So, 2 days ago, I don't even think I told you about this. You know how I sit out in the porch with the animals for a little while before I get my day going, finish my coffee? And it was foggy, of course, because it's been foggy for like what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I could see, like, yeah, there's fog. But I see the fog like literally it looks like one of those smoke machines from those trees across our way
Huh.
in that tree line. And I'm like, I kept looking and looking, and I'm like, this is not normal fog. This is not normal. There's something up with this.
Yeah. And I can't find that shit. See if I pull it up here. But yeah, no, it was definitely some weird shit, man. Like, I'm trying to find what that parasite was. I can't remember. It was, what did they say it was, or something? There's like a parasite that was found in like red meat or something. What was that? Oh shit, they're calling it fogvid, like COVID fogvid 24, huh? I don't know, man. If you ask me personally, I think something something tied in with the fucking chemtrails, but are you copying me, Death Kid?
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself. Yeah, no, that makes, yeah. Kind of sounds like it, babe. For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there
So,
was another thing. People reported chemical smells in it and shit too. But I
mm-hmm.
don't know, man. Let me see. I can't find anything on this damn parasite now.
Did you look on X?
That's what I'm looking right now.
Hmm.
Um, so they're saying that some about chemic or fiber. They found fibers that weren't of this planet. I don't know about that.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I don't know, but there's all these reports of the fucking aliens appearing all of a sudden, and they're like these ethereal light, blue light beam looking figures, kind of like that video where the like the the light comes over. It looks like it's like some like old farmer's house or something. But the light comes over, and you see the light come out of it, drop, and then like it bounces around, and it shoots back up to the other light source, and that light source disappears.
Yeah. Huh.
But it seems like this shit comes in waves, man. It's like I don't know, with AI and the bots nowadays, man. I don't know if it's like a mass release on all the media platforms. Like, okay, we got to get this out there right now, all at the same time. But it's like you see all this similar shit all at one time, and then it just disappears again. So who the fuck
Right.
knows? But
That is
that's what
weird.
it was. Okay, let me pull
Did
this
you
up.
find it?
Yeah, I found them. Hopefully this doesn't fuck with the audio too much. Come on. Are you watching the chat, Death Kitty? I don't have it up.
Yeah, I'm watching it. Everybody's been quiet.
Okay, no worries.
By the way, Brandy, I just noticed on my phone that you shared our channel just now. Thank you so much for doing that. That was really sweet of you.
Oh shit! Thank you, Brandy. You were awesome. All right, so it wasn't a parasite. It was a bacteria. So I'm gonna share this here. All right. So what it was is little rusty on my Latin here, but Serratia marcescens. I'm not sure how you pronounce that,
I think
but
so.
that's it right there. And I can't remember. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. So it's a species of rod-shaped gram-negative bacteria. Um, an opportunistic pathogen in humans, discovered in 1819 in Italy. Um, it's commonly involved in hospital-acquired infections, also called nosocomial infections, particularly catheter-associated bacteremia, urinary tract infections, and wound infections, responsible for 1.4% of HAI cases in the United States. So, I mean, it kind of sounds like, maybe a sort of, not, well, it's obviously not sort of, but kind of like staph, only not quite as prominent. Commonly found in the respiratory and urinary tracts of hospitalized adults and the gastrointestinal systems of children. But has a preference for damp conditions, commonly found growing in bathrooms, especially on tile grout, shower corners, toilet water lines, and basins, where it manifests a pink, orange, or orange discoloration in slimy film beating off of phosphorus-containing materials or fatty substances such as soap and shampoo residue. So, yeah, they're saying that they're finding this stuff in the fog, which I don't know. I mean, with how prominent it sounds, I mean, it doesn't sound like anything that's like, anything to freak out about, but it just makes you wonder, like, where is that coming from? Why is that in the fog? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that some things would be in fog because, that's just kind of nature and the way things happen and
Well, yeah, I mean,
the
anything light.
cycle.
Yeah, I mean, anything light enough to get, to raise up into the atmosphere with the evaporation process, um, any airborne kind of bacteria. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but I
Hmm.
haven't seen anything that's like, well, this is normal, um, to be found in fog or anything like that.
Right.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
Groundwater flow tracing. because of its ability to be grown on agar plates and even well-colored lawns, and the existence of a phage specific to the S, however the fuck you say that, and used to trace water flows. Okay, so they actually, I guess, you use it kind of like a dye to trace water flow with the ground. That's cool. Um, so it looks like maybe it has an antibiotic resistance. Oh shit, what's this? Biofilm production increases antibiotic resistance because bacteria at the bottom of the biofilm are less exposed to antibiotics. The bacteria in the biofilm do not grow as quickly, and there are faster rates of horizontal gene transfer, which allows resistance genes to spread easily within the population. In 2017, World Health Organization listed Serratia as among the most critical group of bacteria for which new antibiotics are urgently needed due to its resistance to multiple drugs, and at the hospitals, nursing homes, and patients use ventilators and blood catheters.
Okay. Okay.
So it's another resistant bacteria, kind of like the MRSA. Remember the big MRSA scare?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I can kind of see a point to this if they are trying to do something nefarious. But I do know that there have been reports of parasites. I don't know the accuracy of that statement, but that's an allegation anyway.
Yeah.
We got Woodchuck back in the chat, and we got Gabe back. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming back, man.
Hey, you guys. Hey, Brandy, we're sorry to hear about that, honey. If you need anything, let us know. For sure. Woodchuck, good to see you. Gabe, good to see you. We're just kind of randomly talking here. So, you're talking about this fog that's been going on, right? Does this remind you of anything, Superman?
Reminds me of the fucking mist.
Well, yeah, but like historically, recent history.
Not sure what you're getting at.
The great smoke, the fog, the great fog, the great smog fog of London in 1952.
Oh shit!
Do y'all remember hearing about that? Do you guys in the chat remember hearing about that? It was horrible. It lasted for like almost like 6 days, 5 or 6 days. And it was so thick and it was horrible. And they said it was due to air pollution, so it was smog, but it was also fog. So it was a combination, and a lot of people like got like seriously sick from it. I'm gonna pull up a site. Hold on. Let's see if I can find something on it.
Yeah, let me know what that site is. I'll pull it up and share it here.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, no, yeah, and so I'm gonna go off on a little side tangent while you're looking at that. So my theory about the whole industrial revolution, I mean, you know, well, like what's kind of the typical way you see that time period portrayed nowadays? You got those fat cats, who own the business or the factory or whatever, and you've got the people living in poverty, working without any fair wage, just suffering and just working their lives away, working their fingers to the bone all day every day, and can still barely put food on their table, man. Like, I think about that and I just think I feel like so much in history was stepping stones and laying a foundation to a bigger plan, and that was part of a bigger plan. And they wanted to get these unions formed, and they wanted these people fighting for fair wages and fair working environments, safe working environments. They didn't have OSHA back then, shit like that, but which, I mean, that sounds great, and it is great. I mean, we all need a safe working environment. We don't want, some of us are out there working in dangerous environments, man, and we want to be safe and make sure that our lives aren't being unnecessarily put in danger because of somebody else's corner cutting. I mean, to an extent, I mean, anything, water's bad for you if you drink too much, right? everything in moderation, and even worker rights, there has to be a limitation somewhere, man. I mean, moderation. I mean, I feel like we got to the point where some of these people expect so much from their employer. I mean, hell, half of our government employees are working from home, not even working. I mean, dude, I've sat on the phone with the IRS. I know Death Kitty has too, and days trying to get a hold of a motherfucker, man. And then you finally get a hold of somebody, and then guess what? The call drops, and you gotta sit on fucking hold for another 6 hours. I mean, these people are getting paid to do fucking nothing, man. So there's a fine line, man. I mean, employees need their rights, but employers need their rights too, man. There's got to be a balance. I just feel like the whole Industrial Revolution was just another part of the foundation being laid to what we're living through right now, man. I mean, I know some people that they just couldn't give a fuck less about the pride of their pride in work, quality of their work, the fact that they even get a paycheck because they're getting so many fucking benefits. Why fucking work in the first place? It's like, dude, why are you here, man? I mean, some of you are doing critical shit that if it's not done right, you could get somebody hurt and you don't give a fuck. We don't need you on this job site, But anyway, guys, I'm written here. Death Kid, did you find that link?
I did. But real quick before we move on to that, Woodchuck mentioned there's a really fucked up movie. He said if we want to watch it, it's called When the Wind Blows.
Oh, sure.
He says it's about nuclear fallout, and the government's plan is basically a death sentence. Really makes you think after watching it. Well, hell yes, we are definitely into some of those kind of movies.
Oh, dude.
For
And now
sure.
that you think about Fallout, man, anybody who plays the Fallout games or anything like that, I don't want to ruin it, but there's basically, I mean, you don't really get the whole, you get the storyline kind of at the beginning, a little bit through the game, whatever, and then mainly at the end. But dude, if anybody actually knows the storyline of those Fallout games, like especially the newer ones, it's scary, man. It's fucking scary to think about how, what could be an experiment. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, definitely Woodchuck. We'll check that out, man. We're always down for a good thinker, man.
So the site that I did find for the fog is Britannica.com.
Okay.
And they have some really cool pictures there too. Like from there, if you can show those pictures, that'd be awesome.
So Britannica,
very interesting.
You talking about the London fog?
It's called the Great Smog of London.
Great Smog of London.
Woodchuck says it's a cartoon, but holy shit, it's good. Hell yeah.
Man, I don't know if it's like a cartoon or like an anime or whatever, man, but I know there's some damn good animes that are really fucking trippy, man. All right, Death Kid, you're the history expert, so you just tell me where to scroll, and I'm gonna let you.
Okay, I'll get it pulled up over here because I can read mine better on my screen. So it's the lethal smog that covered the city of London for 5 days, from December 5th to December 9th of 1952. It was caused by a combination of industrial pollution and high-pressure weather conditions. The smoke and fog brought London to a near standstill, resulted in thousands of deaths. Thousands. What? I didn't know it was that bad. I knew it was bad, but wow. Okay. Its consequences prompted Parliament to class the Clean Air Act 4 years later. Marked a turning point in the history of environmentalism. Okay. All right. I'm going to go here. You guys.
Hold on.
So,
One second. Let me fix this leg real quick. I don't know if you guys are catching on your end, but we're catching real bad over here. Are you copying me all right? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I think these damn ads, I don't know. And once again, guys, if anybody wants to jump in, man, we can send you a quick link. You can jump in your browser and you guys can jump in anytime. And you all got something you want to say, but let me fix this real quick. I think we got it.
Gabe said it is lagging a little bit.
Okay. I think I got it fixed, guys. Cut these damn ads
Okay.
out. All right. Hold on, this key. Give me 1 second. All right. Looks like we got this, so we should be good. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So basically, where I was going to go just after that first paragraph, and then after that, Stonerman, you can kind of take over and just read whatever you want. But okay. Have you guys all seen the weather making machines that the government has had and been able to create since when? When, babe? It was like what? Like they had it back in the 40s?
Yeah, something like that. It went back a ways.
Yeah. And there were suspicions that like this fog was intentional, even in London at the time. Not everybody said it or believed it, but there was a suspicion. And then here you go. Climate change, environmentalism.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I mean, I'm sorry. But do you
And
not see that? I mean, I see that.
well, think about it this way. I mean, so they found that they could actually do what's called cloud seeding. And I'm a firm believer in planet seeding. And I can't remember what they call it, but basically seeding like entire like biomes and shit like that too, like specific biomes. But they can supposedly cloud seed and create clouds like dense that will create and provide rain by using silver iodide, potassium iodide, and dry ice, which is solid carbon dioxide. So, I mean, you got to think if it's that easy to create rain, why are we not using something like that to help crops, man? Like help people during droughts, help people who like in California, you know, yeah, the we can go into what is the source of ignition on the fires, which is one thing. But I mean, you can have an ignition source, you can start a fire, but what keeps it burning? It's got to have something to burn. And they're not clearing the underbrush. They're not keeping up with, you know, the forest and all of that. It's like, you know, you get all those fallen leaves piled up. You know, dry leaves are very flammable, you know, like that's kindling. That and dry grass, you know, tall buffalo grass, you know, that's why when you have like, you know, a large field of tall buffalo grass, you gotta even if you're not cutting the whole thing, you gotta at least cut your burn lines. That way you have a break between that highly flammable dense material and something that's not dense. Some, you know, you get that buffalo grass and those big clumps, you know, you hack that down by mowing it really low. You know, I mean, you get those clumps and you got all that dirt and empty space around it. It chokes everything else out. So there's nothing growing underneath. A lot of times it's bare dirt. They're not doing that in California. So that's why these fires are just raging on once they are ignited. You know, we could be using cloud seeding and creating dense rain clouds and helping to maybe not necessarily put these fires out because I mean some of these are fucking infernos, but we could at least stay ahead of it and help kind of slow it down to a point where it's easily a little more manageable for us. But
No, absolutely.
Gabe's
So go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say Gabe said he likes to spread methane sometimes. Oh, that's funny. All right. Yeah. By the way, let us know if that lag is fixed, guys. I think I got it fixed.
Woodchuck says, if you think about it, zombie apocalypse could easily happen. All it takes is one scientist fuck up and boom. Agreed.
Exactly.
And Woodchuck, chat, what if I told you real zombies exist?
You talking about bath salts? Because that shit's fucking crazy.
Well, I'm talking about more than that. We've talked about this. You and I
Oh
have
yeah.
before. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you go ahead with that article. I'll let you pick out whatever you want to pick
Oh,
out
you're
from
good. You're good. You're good. I know we kind of got on a tangent here.
that.
What Chuck says makes sense. The government would want to control the weather. Oh, absolutely. And I mean,
Absolutely.
shit. I mean, you think about the China farms, Bill Gates, and all that shit. I mean, yeah, they're trying to fuck with these farmers, and it's not just with controlling the weather. I mean, dude, this fucking bird flu shit. I remember, what was that, like 2004 or something like that, somewhere around that time. The big, the bird flu scare really happened. I know it emerged in, what was it, like late 70s or something like that is when they first like came around. It has first, scare or whatever the fuck they called it. But
Mm-hmm.
dude, I remember back in, Bush was in office, and dude, everyone was freaking out about the fucking bird flu. It was like, oh my god, we gotta stock up on food. We're gonna be shut down. We're all gonna be fucking locked up and on lockdown for, God knows how long. Could be months, could be years, and everybody's freaking out. And all of a sudden, just it's over. And then what happens next? Obama's administration, we got the fucking swine flu, and everyone's like, oh my god, like, and now the bird flu's back. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, Brahms is big in this area. They're anybody who's not familiar with them doesn't have them in their area. They're a local dairy farm as well as a chain of restaurants slash supermarkets, and just small time. They got some produce, mainly dairy, ice cream. Your typical kind of summer place to go and get your treats for the day. But dude, I know this is hurting them because they're having to deal with the slaughtering of the chickens and all this, and the price of eggs is fucking ridiculous. And I'm really surprised chicken hasn't gone up more. But I just think about how these are hurting these local farmers. And man, I'm a huge supporter of Brahms. I will get as much from them as I can over any of the local grocery stores. And we go to a local grocery store that is veteran owned and is locally owned, and we don't go to Walmart, we don't go to Target, we don't go to any of those stores, man. um Not even Homeland, but it's just we want to support local, we want to support people who aren't pushing an agenda on us, that kind of shit. But I just hate how this is affecting people like this, man. I know that the corporate farms are not suffering like these people are.
Absolutely. No, they're not.
So what Chuck said, by control, I mean make the storms, but once they are made, they can't control how it impacts us because it's still supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, even for all we know, the hurricanes and shit too, man. God knows how many of those could have been, you know, government contributed.
Mm-hmm.
World is 90% water, yet they be like, oh, we have water, dude. What happened to desalination plants? Is that is that still a thing? We're not near the coast, so I don't know, but they used to have desalination plants where they would take ocean water and take the salt out of it, make it into potable water. Gabe said, right, Woodchuck, they can't use that water from the ocean because it would reveal the underwater networks and the elites use to do some fuckery. dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. Fuck yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dude. I mean, dude, like Tom Hanks in the underground tunnels, like, you know, if you can't say that there's not some underground tunnels going between very long distances. I mean, if a Hollywood actor has them under his house, dude, you know there's places like, what is it, the Denver airport and shit like that. You know there's some shit. The fucking, where was that Walmart at? There was like an old abandoned Walmart supercenter. Been abandoned for like, what, 12 years? And still had power going to it. It was still like open. Nobody had like taken the space, done anything with it, demolished it, anything. It's just
Mm-hmm.
still open and has power supplied to it. It's like, why? And it still has an active alarm system. Why does it have an active alarm system if it's an abandoned store? Who's paying? Is Walmart paying that bill to keep that,
Mm-hmm.
all that running?
Mm-hmm.
Something's up with that. Which, here's one. What if we did come from aliens and we used to live on Mars, but we fucked it up, so the aliens destroyed it and started us over on Earth? Dude, we were just talking about that earlier. Like, what if we were inhabiting like the other planets in the solar system, and we fucked up here and killed ourselves, or maybe a tragedy did happen, but the some of these ancient like gods, from whatever pantheon, Greek pantheon, whatever, were just more advanced versions of ourselves from another planet, dude. And we came down here to try to educate, our our Earth selves.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. And, I'll touch a little bit on what Gabe said. We were actually just talking about this right before we did this tonight, Gabe, on the underwater and how it's almost non existent what we know about the oceans, about the life within the ocean. There are so many more species and everything else that we have no clue, we've never even seen before that exists down there. And I kind of think like you do, and I'm sure Stonerman does too, that I think that they're doing that on purpose because they do have something going on down there. Absolutely. 100%.
I mean, dude, well, I just saw that post today. They're talking about seeing the first devilfish. I can't remember what the other
Mhm.
name for them is, but they're the really fucking ugly, like mangled tooth fish with the really huge underbite, and they got like this little, like proboscis looking thing coming off their head, and it's actually a light, kind of like a lightning bug, and it actually lights up and shit, dude. And they discovered it a long time ago, but it's like really, really deep underground where only like unmanned, vessels can go and shit. Um, but yeah, dude, it's like we didn't know this thing existed until like what, a decade and a half ago. How much other shit is down there that we don't know about, man? I remember when they found that it was like some big massive algae. I think it was off the coast of somewhere, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. And I remember they were saying, "Oh my God, like we think this is the first life form that we have ever discovered that is not carbon based." And I remember seeing an article. I think it was on Drudge Report or something. You know, I I believe they used to be good. Definitely not anymore. But Drudge Report, that it was somebody had discovered it was actually arsenic based. And then I think I ended up. It was one of the things, of course, just disappeared. And then I remember looking up a couple of years ago, like, whatever happened to that? And I found an article where basically they were saying that it it was like a contaminated lab sample or something like that. Let me see if I can find that. What did you call it? Like algae?
So, Stonerman, if you look at the YouTube chat, I told you what it was right there, but you'll see it right there in the Wikipedia. What I found interesting is that We just recently found
Oh
this,
yeah.
what, in the last, 20, 30 years, right, you guys? And yes, Gabe, that is the fish from Nemo. I never put that together.
What did he say?
Gabe is right. It's the fish from Nemo. Remember, you've only seen Nemo once, right, babe?
I think I remember which one you're talking about. I think I
The
had
one with the
pointed that out
light.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had pointed out to you. Like, have you ever seen that? Like, I
Yeah,
think you
no.
thought that it was just something like made up for the cartoon. I was like, no, that's real shit there.
Yeah. But yeah. What's interesting is that it says it's currently endangered. How is it already endangered?
I don't know, man. God knows what they're doing down there. I mean, I don't think Area 51's like this big alien test lab or autopsy place or wherever the fuck you want to speculate it might be. But I mean, dude, I do believe there's some underground government facilities, man, and I don't think a whole lot of them are government controlled anymore. I think a lot of them are privatized organizations under the control of politicians and shit. But Gabe said, think about it. All these oil platforms that aren't producing oil are actually entrances to underground facilities in cities. Never thought about that. But dude, I always thought it was weird, the big BP oil spill, man. That just kind of all of a sudden just became not really important anymore. Like, whatever happened to that? Did they plug it or what happened to that?
Are you talking about the spills that happened? Because we're still having spills. They don't seem to happen as often as they used to.
I think this was it. Yeah, April 20th, 2010. The Deepwater Horizon oil drilling rig exploded and sank into the Gulf of Mexico. The spill released an estimated 134 million gallons of oil over 87 days. Wow. Okay,
That's
so a
insane.
capping stack was installed on July 15th, 2010 to stop the release of oil. Hundreds of skimmers were deployed to clean up the oil. But yeah, it's like, I just don't feel like there was enough, enough backlash against that for the right reasons. I mean, I remember hearing everybody attacking the oil companies over this. And, it's like, dude, I mean, I get accidents happen, man. I don't feel like this is a reason we need to stop drilling. I think we just need to make sure that, we do enough homework and learn from our mistakes here, make sure this doesn't happen again, man.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about drilling oil, but, I'm sure that this could have been learned from and, made sure this doesn't ever fucking happen again. And God knows what budget cuts and shit might have led to this, but.
Yeah. Absolutely. By the
Shit.
way,
What's
David,
up, James?
there you go. I was about to say hi to James is in the chat.
What's up, bro? Let's see what we got here. Woodchuck said, we have barely touched the ocean. The closest thing to space without going to space is our oceans. Anything could be down there. Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, people always talk about aliens and shit like, well, what kind of life is out there? Man, one thing I've always thought about is viruses, man. So I know there's a couple schools of thought on that. Do viruses exist? Do they not exist? Whatever. Dude, I remember seeing some, and it's almost like some sort of weird, like mitochondrial looking thing. And of course, where they're different types of viruses, like based on the shape. Like, you got like the coronavirus where it looks more like almost like a spore. But there's certain kinds, man, I swear they look like some kind of little like mito types. Wow. Types of.
While you're getting
Okay,
that
here
up,
we go. Here we go.
while you're getting that up, okay, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to mention something that Gabe put in here. It's a good point about this. He says, Stoner, this is why the oil industry needs to enforce quality over quantity. They care more about the dollar than the safety of the job.
Oh,
So,
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I believe in oil. I believe in especially doing it here at home. We got capitals like Texas, and I know Oklahoma's even big in it. Um, but yeah, dude. I mean, they really put a lot of pressure on these oil companies, man, because they want them to suffer, and they gotta do what they gotta do to stay alive and keep going, man. I know Chesapeake really suffered here in Oklahoma, man, for a while.
mhm.
But so yeah, look at this, guys. Okay, so different types of viruses. Where to go? So yeah, you have the helical, the polyhedral, the spherical, like the coronavirus, and you have the complex virus. Okay, so listen to this. Like bacteriophages, which infect and kill bacteria, resemble a lunar lander and are composed of a polyhedral head and a helical body or tail sheath and legs or tail fibers that attach to a cell membrane so it can transfer its genetic material. Okay, think about the moon landing and the lunar lander. Think about aliens. Okay, who said aliens have to be anthropomorphical, like looking like humans, walking and talking and shit, look anything like us? And who said they have to be of our same size? Think about it. What if this little thing is real? And I question everything, especially science, because I don't feel like science has been true science since the universities started having agendas. But if this little thing exists, this complex virus, does that not look like it could be some like microscopic alien ship? And I know it sounds fucking out there. I'm by no means saying this is even plausible necessarily, but dude, that's some crazy shit to think about. And it it can attach to a cell and transfer its genetic material. I know
Okay,
people are
y'all think of
still
the movie
afraid.
like Aliens, right? That's
Aliens,
exactly what they
think
do.
of that. Yeah, and it's like okay, so everybody is like has this apprehension about mixing computers and biology, like the Neuralink and all that. I'm not saying I want a chip in my head, but dude, who's to say we're not some sort of fucking like biological computer, man? I mean, they have found that our DNA can store data. I mean, a sperm cell can store, I think, like gigabytes of data and shit. I mean, like they're finding that like cells in our body can store data just like a computer. And you think about our DNA, how it's basically a coding for how our body develops, how our body responds to infections or even our environment. And you think about this little thing, like what if this is some like microscopic alien slash vessel that is reprogramming us, man? Only, I mean, all right, so I've had this discussion before, and I won't get too much off of it, but um, what the fuck is it called? Periodic table.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my hair all crazy, and I'm gonna say randomly as you're talking, baby, aliens, aliens,
There you go. There you go.
aliens.
All right, so this got a bad view here, but okay. So if you look on the periodic table, so we are carbon based. So right here we are number 6. If you go right below that, silicone. Silicone based life forms is what we are seeing the creation of nowadays. We're seeing these AI like robots and shit that have like this artificial skin and everything, and are learning to speak to us and interpret what we say and respond accordingly. And we're mixing, these brain chips in our heads and everything. Like, I feel like, I mean, look, we are right above silicone. We can be programmed by, the shit we watch, the frequencies we hear, through music or anything. And we can be reprogrammed. I mean, look, these viruses, these complex viruses supposedly reprogram you by transferring genetic material. Like, people worry, well, like, say, like, well, these Neuralinks, what if people start hacking our brains and everything? We're already being hacked, man. Look at the brainwashing. Look at the programming that we are put through. I mean, look at the programming that kids are going through, whether it's CRT, the the music that they're listening to, the shows they're watching, shit like that.
Absolutely. And babe, I'm going to read off a couple of these comments because
Oh yeah,
they've
go
really
for
got
it.
some really interesting things that could add to your points here. Woodchuck says, just think of the Bible when it said God made us in his image. Now, that could mean we look like him, or he made us look how he thinks we should look. And then Gabe also says, we are electrical beings. We have current that runs through us. Why do you think they say to walk barefoot in the grass to ground yourself?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So Woodchuck first. So, dude, that makes me think of RSI in the Matrix, man. The residual self-image, like how, like, the appearance changes once you go in the Matrix because it's how you perceive yourself appearing. And it really kind of makes think about manifestation. Like, can I change how I appear to people just by changing how I perceive myself? And I was actually talking about that to Deathkey today. I was like, driving through areas I drive through every day, I'm like, things look different. Like, everything looks fucking different around me. It was tripping me out. And I was on the phone with her and I asked her, I was like, all right, so when they say the matrix changes, is the matrix changing, or are you just maybe awakening or deprogramming yourself to the point where you are seeing things that you didn't see before because your perception has changed? Maybe you're able to perceive things in a different way because you've changed your outlook on how you see the world around you. Definitely some trippy shit to think about. But to Gabe, yes, electrical beings, we have current that runs through us. Walking through the grass to ground yourself. Dude, I firmly believe that, man. Like, call me fucking weird, but I love touching the ground. Like, just even laying, man, like, that's one of my favorite things to do after working outside, whatever, just to wind down, especially on a warm day. Dude, I'll just lay on the fucking ground, man, and like, it just feels great. I, I believe God is all around us. I believe God is in everything, including nature, and you know, even Indians and everything, man. Like, Native Americans, they had that belief of respecting nature and honoring nature. And I feel like if we can respect nature and we can appreciate it, we are becoming closer to God right there. Like, if God created everything around us, if he gave us everything we needed right here on this planet, then, I mean, obviously showing respect for that, but to feel that connection to, Mother Earth, like, man, I that's why I believe in hunting for survival, not for sport, man. I am all for, killing an animal and cooking it, cleaning it, eating it, all that for survival. But I'm not going to do it just because, man, because there's no need for it, man. If I lived on a farm, if we lived on a farm and we raise cattle, I'm not going to go to the store and buy ground beef. We're going to eat the cattle we have. We're going to live off of what we work to raise, and we're going to provide for ourselves. I don't feel like that's cruelty to animals to live, because I believe God gave us these animals to feed ourselves, man. Like that was one of his many gifts to us. And for us to bastardize it by just killing them for sport, I think that's fucking stupid. But to kill them for survival, to kill them as your food source, I think it's better to hunt for your own food than it is to go buy it at the grocery store where somebody else is doing it. But that's just me. No hate towards anybody who does shop and buy their meat at this store. Not you know that life isn't for everyone. Some people don't have that passion, don't have that time. They're doing other things in life. That's cool. But for those who want to live out and on the land and live off the land, that's I just feel like that's respect, man.
100%. Woodchuck says the more you look into science and religion, they both have the same thing in common, and they go hand in hand. There's more to this world, and us and nature are part of that. The more buildup of, is that city?
Yeah, cities,
CITIE? Okay, yeah,
cities and
cities.
suburbs.
Yeah. Then Gabe says, agreed, Woodchuck, except they have taken science and made it synthetic instead of organic. Agreed. Agreed. And it's like they're pushing, like, government is like pushing, well, pre Trump was pushing more towards that synthetic stuff, agreed. Woodchuck says, in suburbs has taken away our connection with nature and the earth, but I do believe the answer is right in front of us. We are just too shaded to see. Oh,
Oh yeah,
yes. 100%. Absolutely.
man. I work in construction, man, and that's how blue collar makes their living, man. I have nothing against home builders, construction workers, anything, man. Those are my people out there, man. And but I it's a love hate deal, because I see neighborhoods and suburbs going up and housing additions, and I'm like, dude, not only are you taking away the habitat for the wildlife and everything, man. But like, dude, I don't want to look outside and see neighborhoods. I don't want to look outside and see a street with people driving up and down it. I want to go outside and I want nature. I want trees. I want animals. You know, I want my livelihood, not the bustle, like hustle and bustle of the world, man. And it's like I'm torn, because I know that's what makes me money. That's what pays the bills. But people need houses and all of that. But I'm like, dude, what about those of us who want that land? At some point, we're not going to have that anymore, man. And you know, man, I was born in the wrong era, dude. I should have been born in the old west. I should have been, out there living off the land, making a living, farming, you know, ranching, all of that shit, man. And I'd rather be as far away from the city as I can possibly be. That's where I am the happiest, man. And yeah, I hate seeing neighborhoods go up, man. I know it's money. I know it's paying the bills. So, like I said, it's a love hate deal, man, for sure. So Gabe said, right, Woodchuck, the term global warming stems from the massive amounts of concrete they have put on top of nature's natural cooling system, which is the grass. Dude, I never thought about that before.
Does anybody want to talk about the WHO, about who, and Gobekli Tepe? Does anybody want to
Oh,
talk about that?
oh shit. Death Kitty's about to
Because
get fired up.
I will totally talk about that, and that kind of goes hand in hand with what you were saying just now, Gabe. It's a perfect example. Anyway, go ahead, Stonerman.
Oh, you're good. Woodchuck said, facts. I do landscaping. I love a nice green yard, but I'd rather be in God's green as he made it to be. Absolutely, man. There's nothing fucking better, bro. Gabe said, the more concrete, the more heat gets radiated. The more grass, the more heat gets absorbed. Okay, so now, Death Kitty, I'm gonna go grab something to drink real quick. I'm gonna leave this on you after I say this. King of the Hill, Dale, I have a theory, but involves the largest mirror in Texas.
I'm really surprised this is the first time he's really made a King of the Hill joke, you guys, honestly. Um, yeah, absolutely. Gabe says the more concrete, the more heat gets radiated, the more grass, the more heat gets absorbed. Exactly. And even just recently in the last, what is it, 4 to 5 years? It's been longer than 4 years. What they're doing over there in England, what they call the UK now, they're tearing out their trees. They're tearing out their trees and they're making them all these smart cities and they're pouring more concrete. And then they want to bitch to us about climate, you know, change. And while they're taking a jet, to their meetings about climate changes. Exactly. But Chick says, I'm a woods dude. When I'm in a bad mood, I like to go walk through woods for hours. Hell yeah. Dude, Stonerman's the same way, and I'm getting there. I don't know. I know some of y'all know this, but on my profile it says I'm a city girl. I'm not really city. I'm more suburban. Okay. I was actually a fortunate suburban person. My mom always wanted land. So we had always the biggest yard, like anywhere we lived for being in a kind of a suburban area. So anyway, I'm learning that country life from Stoner Man, but he's totally with you on that one, Woodchuck. Um, let's see. Speaking of mirrors, have y'all seen the mirror trick? What's the mirror trick? Okay, you got me intrigued. You gotta tell us what it is, Woodchuck. What's the mirror trick?
And by the way, guys, like we said earlier, anybody who wants to jump in on the chat, man, or on the feed, man, just let us know. We can send you a link. You can jump on, man. So Gabe said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking if he'll change his ways. That's a good song, man.
Hell yeah. That was Penny. Haha, get it? Penny? Pun?
But really, man, you gotta start with yourself, man. Once you get that, it changes your perception, man. When it changes your perception, it changes what you can manifest, and you can really change the world around you like that, man.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna let Stoner Man take over for a second. You got to be away from the camera, so I'll be back. I'm gonna take a little smoke. I'll be right back.
Smoke. Gotta be drinking. But yeah, Woodchuck, please let us know, man. What's the weird trick? Definitely curious about that. All right, so Woodchuck said, hold a blanket over it and angle the phone so you can see you and the reflection. Your reflection will show. Even show there's a blanket in between you and the glass. I'll send you the video on IG. What, dude? Hold on, I gotta reread that. So hold a blanket over the mirror and angle the phone, so so you can see you in the reflection. The reflection will show even. There's a blank. What the fuck? Dude, that's fucking trippy, man. I am. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna try that, man. I'm for sure gonna fucking try that. Man, there's so much shit out there, man, that we don't know. Um, Man, there's a video, and I tried to find it on YouTube, and yeah, it's really, really hard to find, man. I've looked and looked, I can't find it again, but if I do, anybody interested, I'll post that in the comments. But there's talking about the true teachings of Jesus. Actually, let's see if I can find that. But so basically, what I was talking about is everything from comparing, like the tree of life and looking at the cardiovascular system in the spine, everything, how you see like the spine is the trunk of the trees, and then like the whole cardiovascular system below that is, the root system, and everything above is the limbs and the branches. Dude, it goes even the things like manifestation, talking about, they say, ask and ye shall receive. It's not asking Jesus literally like, hey Jesus, please give me this or do this. It's more of making a statement and manifesting with your mind. And that's one thing that really kind of made me start looking at Christianity in a much bigger, deeper way. In fact, that my theory is, they say, God is within us all. God is love. There's different types of love. So I believe, dude, like God is within all of us. And back to, I can't remember if it was Gabe or Woodchuck that said that, but talking about how God made us in his image. What if that wasn't like he made us in his image, literally, like we're creation that and modeled after him, so much as we have that same ability. Look at the number 7, how prominent that is, and think about dimensions. There's an awesome video that I can post a link to, talking about the different dimensions, and how basically you can do more things, and even go back and not change or necessarily go back in time, but witness time, and in what we perceive as in past and future. But like, I believe that's we're made in God's image, as in we can all achieve that level if we ascend high enough, ascend to those higher dimensions. And people can call that blasphemous, but what is the Bible doing? What's the point of the Bible? I feel like it's to teach us something greater, to teach us how to become something greater. That's what God wants for us, is to be greater. He doesn't want us to stay at this level we're at now forever. He wants better things for us. He wants us to learn and to become better as a species. And I don't feel like that's blasphemous, because that's what God wants. So if we can achieve that level, and I mean, it's not like something we're going to do in the next century even, but we can get to that level if we learn how to use our bodies, how to use our minds, our spirits, everything. And God is in us, so we have that ability. It's God giving us that power, that ability, if we learned how to interpret the Bible correctly. So many people have touched it, rewritten it, translated it. I don't believe that the Bible we know today is what it was at one point. We all know that there are books missing. We all know, that there are some gaps in between it. And if we had those missing pieces of the puzzle filled in, it would make a lot more sense. But Death Kitty. I was
The
talking about
meeting,
the true
the meeting
teachings
getting
of
to see
Jesus.
it.
Yes, that too. But I was talking about the true teachings of Jesus video I had you watch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So since you just got back, so Woodchuck was saying, so the mirror trick is you hold the blanket over the mirror and angle the phone so that you can see you and the reflection. Your reflection will show even though there's a blanket in between you and the glass. Is that not trippy as hell?
That is super trippy. Okay, he said he sent me the video. I forwarded it to you already.
Okay. I don't know if let me see if I can pull that up. Do you want to read off the chat while I pull that up?
Okay. Let's see. Gabe also says about your conversation earlier, Stoner. He says, as above, so below, Stoner. The tree is symmetrical to the root system.
Oh, absolutely. I was talking about that with the like this cardiovascular system and the spine, how it looks like resembles the tree of life.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Gabe mentions that Woodchuck, that's because the angle of view is no longer from your eyes, but from the phone. Hey, Georgia Redneck, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Georgia, what's going on, bro?
You don't ever worry about being late just because you're working on your music, bro. Ever.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely. You keep working. You're bringing the people amazing things, you artists. Absolutely. Woodchuck, you, James, all you guys.
Absolutely.
Hey, babe.
What's up?
Your phone is dying.
I know.
All right. So one thing y'all mentioned earlier. Oh, you got something?
No, I was gonna say I've been rambling, so please jump in.
But you do it so well, babe. Like you really do. That's why I just kind of like to sit back and I just like listen because stuff
Dude,
you
I
guys
will
say is
sit
pretty
here and talk
interesting.
all fucking night about just the most random shit, man. You gotta stop me somewhere.
So y'all were talking about the cardiovascular system. Did you go on to also the so what was that story in the Bible? Jacob's ladder, right? And you're going up. It's like you're trying to reach heaven. Jacob's ladder, they built him a ladder and it was going up to heaven. So also think about that. That's like your spinal cord. Spinal cord's connected to everything else. It's up to you on how you ascend, basically. So Georgia says he is dropping a new song tomorrow called Michael Myers. Ooh.
Oh shit.
That should be good.
All right. Woodchuck, I am getting that video pulled up now. I gotta log into Instagram here.
So Gabe, shout out to you. You're working right now.
Oh shit. Hell yeah, Gabe. Keep on keeping on, man.
Gabe says, which Michael Myers, Austin Powers or the scary guy?
Dude, for real, I always think about that. I'm like,
okay,
okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I got the video up here.
Okay.
You want to watch that real quick?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw this up here, guys. Okay, so the woodchuck. This is the mirror trick, man. Dude, I'm so fucking intrigued by this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, because you're seeing yourself from the different angle. I get it now. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. And that's how they're talking about doing like fucking invisibility and shit for like military machinery and vehicles was I remember watching it. If anybody ever watched the show Future Weapons on the History Channel, that shit was a cool fucking show. But they were talking about
It's
basically
not really
bending the
future.
light. Exactly. They're bending the light. And so basically, it was taking the light that was behind the vehicle and bending it around the vehicle and into the field of vision, whether it was a camera or a person, whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, it sounds
And
so out there, but it's really not because, I mean, what is the shit you see? Whatever you see, like right now, this screen, all you're not seeing us so much as you're seeing the light being transmitted from your screen to your eyes, and your eyes, your oculars, how would you say that, your oculatory, you know,
mhm.
like receptors are taking this data, this light being transmitted to you, and processing it through your brain waves into your head, and that's what you're seeing. So if you take the light and say, like with a bunch of mirrors, and you take that light and reflect it from around that vehicle by a bunch of mirrors to your field of vision, you could technically make something invisible, but how you do that on a, you know, feasible level that you can just equip, any vehicle with, that's well beyond me, but definitely makes you think, man.
So, who was the first, or what was the first experiment that was done by our military for invisibility?
Sorry, I'm reading the chat here. What'd you say, that?
Who was the first
The first
experiment
what?
for invisibility?
I actually don't
Not a
know.
person. Philadelphia experiment
That's right. That's right. Yeah. For some
in
reason I was
the
thinking,
40s.
yeah. What
Anybody
was the
watch that
one?
movie?
What was the one about the where they were trying to send them through the portal?
I'm not sure which one that one is.
I thought that
For
was the
real, I really
Philadelphia
don't know.
experiment where they were trying to.
No, that wasn't. They were trying to give them invisibility
Oh, okay.
with Philadelphia experiment. But I'm sure there is another one. Let me look that up.
Because I remember, anybody who hasn't watched the Y Files, that is a really good channel on YouTube. I like the way he never picks a side or really. I mean, you can kind of tell just kind of how he approaches the topics, how he kind of stands on it, but he doesn't openly say it. He stays neutral and leaves it up to you, kind of deal. But he really does show all as many facts as he can from as many perspectives as he can, and he does kind of dramatize it at the beginning, but then he does go and show, okay, well, so and so said this, but they were also, shown exposed for lying about this, and they were, collecting stories here, and they years later here, and all of that. And I feel like he really does. He shows you the conspiracy or the story or the lore, but then he breaks that down and shows you, okay, these are the sources that have been claimed have been proven to not be reliable. So make your own decision, but there are still these weird facts out here, weird speculations here. But I remember he was going over, I thought it was the Philadelphia experiment, but when they were trying to send the ship through the portal.
So you are right, Stoner Man. I looked it up. Military experiment about moving through portals. It is the Philadelphia experiment. You're right. I don't know why I was thinking that it was something about invisibility. I don't know why I was thinking that, but anyway, it says right here, Matrix changed for me. I jumped universes or something. I don't know. But in this universe, the Philadelphia experiment was basically, going through a portal.
Yeah.
And of course, the military says that never happened, even to this day. So.
Oh, of course.
Okay, but it does say the destroyer was invisible and teleported from Philadelphia to Norfolk, Virginia. Okay.
Huh.
So maybe they were just trying to do the portal thing and they accidentally made it invisible for a little bit. I don't know. I'd have to read the files of what people are saying on that, because there's no military files obviously that are available on that, but what people who were there at the time have said.
Well, you never know. I mean, that could be some declassified at some point, but so that makes me think of the dimensions explained. I'm gonna see if I can find that. But basically,
while you're doing that, I'm gonna
do what?
Go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say, it really, if I can find it, there's so many on it, but it really breaks down. It's just a guy on the whiteboard drawing it out, but it really explains. I'm not even sure how many dimensions they say we have now, but I think he goes up to like 14 or something like that. But he explains what basically defines what each dimension is and what it means, because like you have 1D, 2D, 3D. It consists of the X and the Y axis plus the Z axis, so width, height, and depth. But it talks about, how the fourth, fifth, sixth, so on and so forth, like I was talking about earlier, basically time is the fourth dimension. Time, this semi-existing concept that we perceive and try to measure that really isn't measurable. But if I can find that, I'll post that as well. But it's really interesting, man. That's one of those things that's just kind of always intrigued me there. But if you can understand and perceive the thought of those dimensions, it really makes you think about what's possible for us now, like invisibility, teleportation. Every atom has a twin, and what you do to one atom, it has a twin somewhere else in the universe, and whatever effect you have on this atom, the same effect that will happen on its twin, no matter where it's at in the universe. Like shit like that really makes you think, man. Like, what can we achieve? What can we really do? Teleportation, even telepathy and shit like that, man. Like, what can we do with our minds? What can we do with our technology? At what point do we need to stop looking for a computer to solve our problems and start looking within ourselves?
On point. I'm going to read a little bit of the chat here, babe.
For sure. Go for it.
Let's see here. Gabe says he wants an invisibility cloak like Harry Potter has. That would be insane. I agree. And actually, nerdy nerdy. Actually, right. So
Accurate.
actually, um, J.K. Rowling, a lot of those really sacred objects or whatever that Harry Potter had
Definitely
in his
Hallows.
books, no, throughout the whole series,
Oh
these
yeah.
different things that he had, are actually oral and, what was translated down basically from King Arthur. These were things that was within that kingdom, and Merlin went and took all of these things and, hid them basically from humanity. So that's interesting. Woodchuck says he was behind the blanket. And he says,
Yeah.
right, like, I can't see myself, but for some reason the mirror saw that what was hidden behind the blanket. And
It's
Gabe mentions refraction.
yeah. It's like the light from him this way is hitting that mirror, and it's not coming back to where he can see it, but it's coming back this way so the camera can see it.
Right.
It's fucking
It,
trippy, man.
it
Trippy.
is trippy. And this is why, mirrors in ancient, you know, like our ancestors used to have some sort of thing for mirrors. Like this was something, a part of like, even shamans did stuff with mirrors. Like this is probably why they felt like it was magical for sure. Let's see. Georgia Redneck says, just a question. I wonder how church would explain this, right?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Gabe says, I think y'all enjoy the limited series called The Octopus Murdos. Am I saying that right, Murdos?
Yeah, I
Octopus.
think so.
Uh huh. He says he thinks it's on Netflix. We'll definitely have to check that out for sure. Let's see here. I scrolled too far.
Woodchuck said the back rooms. Dude, okay, man, that what do they call that? The liminal space games. I don't know why, dude, but that really fucks with me, man. Like it makes me fucking uneasy. These liminal space games. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's the one where you're trapped in like it's like some old mall, and there's like the weird bouncy balls and the giant like rubber ducky, and I don't know why, but it just makes me feel so uneasy. Like, why does it make me feel uneasy? It's just a room with weird shit in it. Why is it? I don't know,
So,
man. It's like, what is what subconscious fucking like level does that like? What does that remind me of? Why is that? What is that bringing out of my DNA, man? That's making me feel so fucking uncomfortable, man. Like, it's
so
trippy shit, dude.
question for you, babe. Do you feel like you're going to get trapped there?
I don't feel like I'm gonna get trapped there so much as I feel like I have been. I feel
You've
like I
been
have
trapped there.
fucking been there. Yes, dude. Like,
Uh
okay,
huh.
like I feel like no, regardless of what fucking game it is, it feels like I know this place. I've fucking been there before. Like, dude, it creeps me out just thinking about it right now. I'm like, I've fucking been here before. I don't want to fucking go back, man. Like,
Mm hmm.
what kind of
Mm
shit?
hmm.
Like, dude, honestly,
Okay.
if I had to put into one word, all of these liminal space games, like, dude, like I said, they're not even scary. Some of them just look like a normal place. But if I had to put one word to it, you want to know what it would be?
What?
Yeah, I told you this before. Hell.
Yes. Yes.
Why is the back rooms feel like I should be naming it hell?
Mm hmm. Mm hmm. So, that's weird that you said that you feel like you've been there before. What screams at me is you're going to get trapped in there, like trapped in there again. Woodchuck, is that the same feeling you get about back rooms? Just answer that just in the chat, like for real, because I gotta
Yes.
know. Is this something in all of our DNA? We're like, we were trapped there. We're never going back. We ain't going back there. Like that's kind of weird.
Oh, dude.
um,
And dude, what Chuck just brought up, he said for us who are around for the Matrix movies, you know that shit has fucked up. Dude, okay,
mm-hmm,
think about the last one, Revolutions, the train station. that was a liminal space. It was the like the white subway station, and it was like this small area, but it was just like that dead silence, just kind of eerily silent. But remember, he like runs down the tunnel and he's trying to get out of there, and he goes this way, but then he comes back this way, and he just keeps doing it over and over. It's like I'm right back where I started. Like, dude, was there something to that scene? Like, I mean, I know there was a lot to that scene, but like, is there some correlation between the train station and Revolutions and these liminal space games? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why that makes this uneasy is that there's a channel on YouTube, Matrix Explained, and it compares the train station to purgatory. Is that like maybe not hell? Like I feel like it maybe like a purgatory. Like, what's up with that?
Absolutely. Okay, Gabe, you have got to watch those Matrix movies, bro.
Oh,
You have
dude,
got to watch them.
sure.
Like, sit down. Like, I know time is a precious thing, right? But if you do get a little bit of time, even if it's for an hour or something, sit down, watch a little bit of it. And I
Sure, man.
guarantee you, they all of them have replay value. You're going to be going back and wanting to watch it because you're going to catch stuff that you missed it the first time you watched it, and you're going to go back, and it's going to be the same process over and over again. We've watched it how many times, and we still catch more stuff every time, babe.
Dude, I've probably watched that movie at least on average twice a year. I'm talking about the whole trilogy, like twice a year for like since it came out, man. And I still catch new shit. It's like the more I wake up to shit around me and the way shit works in the world, the more I correlate with that movie, man. And just like I don't want to ruin it for you, but like the whole concept of whether or not you're in the matrix or not, like did he ever escape, like I don't want to go too much too much into it for you, Gabe.
You're going to spoil it, babe.
But I mean, dude, there's so much. I mean, I would take me an hour to really spoil it, but for real, man, like, just it's one of those things just makes you question reality for real.
Mm-hmm.
My
It's a good
phone
thing.
died. I have no access to the chat, so that's
Okay, I'll keep reading it, babe. Georgia Redneck says, just a conspiracy for y'all. Do y'all think Tupac is alive? Maybe he is. Maybe Elvis is alive. I've been studying this pretty much all day, working at the same time. Laugh out loud. Okay. Dude, and just like Woodchuck says right after that, he said, it's possible. A lot of shit is possible if you really think on it, and that's true. None of us know. Like, none of the stuff that we're spouting out in here, none of us know for sure. Like, we don't know. I mean, we deduct from our own conclusions and we have our own theories, but does that make us all right? No. But,
absolutely.
it's fun discussing because that way you just don't feel like you're, like, alone.
Oh, for sure.
Like, talking about this, I'm like, does anybody else think of stuff like this like I do? Like, yeah. Because, I don't know, it seems like all of this, the rest of your family is, like, chill, and they're like, you start going off on your conspiracy theories, and they're like,
oh, dude,
you just said that? You just said that?
Dude, that's why I'm so thankful. Like, dude, my family is like, I bring up some like crazy, wild shit like this, and they're just like jumping right in, like, oh, yeah, think about this. And you're just like, but I mean, dude, like, I really feel like that's a struggle for me, man. It's like, I just feel like so many people think on such a low level now, and it's just they're so superficial with their thought process, man. It's like I really have a hard time, like being able to have a conversation with people, man, because like certain people, like, we've got somebody in common that's like, they just want to talk about the most superficial, meaningless shit all the time. And it's like, you try to talk about something even just semi fucking deep of value, and they're just like, huh? It's like, how do you have the
Literally that
patience
look and
for a person?
everything. Literally
Uh-huh.
that look and everything. And they're like, anyway, so I got my nails done. See my nails?
Seriously, man, it's like, okay, you want to get your nails done, you're happy about that, it's cool,
Nothing
but if
wrong with
that's
anybody getting
but
their
that
nails done. No.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
but that's like the most intelligent conversation you can have. There's something wrong, man. But that's why I like, dude, I feel like I have so much respect for Creek Squad, and it's people think outside the box. They have deeper, more meaningful thoughts, dude. And we might not be on the same page, but at least they're thinking deeper. They're thinking more critically. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
all I ask, man. Is just people just think critically, man. Doesn't matter if we agree or not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Gabe also mentions you never know, Georgia. Let's see. Woodchuck mentions if you have a lot of money in America, you can basically do anything you want. 100%.
Yep.
Look at OJ. Sorry, that's probably not nice, but that's my opinion. That was my opinion back when I was in high school when that shit happened, and it's still my opinion today. Rest in peace to the man. I know he's gone. Not meaning to talk bad about somebody who's passed, but I do believe he was guilty. Anyway, moving on. British Bulldog is in the chat. Everybody say hi. I
What's
just now
up,
said hi.
Bulldog?
Let's see. Uh, this mouse is not working with me. Okay. That's the thing, y'all. I want to study and find out things. I don't know things that can be explained. I'm all into that. 100% Georgia Redneck. Absolutely. And that's all it takes is just studying and researching whenever you have time. A lot of people don't have time to do stuff
They
because they're
want us
working so
distracted.
much. Mm-hmm.
They
Absolutely.
don't want us to sit here and learn and educate ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Woodchuck says, always say mirrors are a doorway to the other side. I don't look into them at night. 100%.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so uh, all of y'all are dudes in the chat except for Brandy. Okay, I have watched this stupid show, Poor Stoner Man. Here's in the background. It's like, oh, fuck, this show again. It's Once Upon a Time. Yes, it's on Disney, but it was originally on ABC. Okay, and that doesn't make it any better. But anyway, I'm not doing myself any justice here, but it was actually cleverly written. The show was actually very cleverly written, and it goes into mirrors and their meanings and what they're used for and all sorts of things, portals, everything else. And it says that without saying it. You just kind of see it through the show. So that's interesting for sure. Um, Georgia Redneck says, I've been studying Area 51. Also be posting stuff on IG about it. Oh, that should be interesting. Gabe, good night. I know you left a long time ago. We're just now catching up with the chat. I'm so sorry.
Thanks for joining, Gabe. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, don't work too hard, brother. For sure,
Hell
don't
yeah,
work too
man.
hard.
Shit, you be safe out there.
Yeah. Let's see. Woodchuck says, I think because we grew up with the malls and shit, and most screensavers for us as kids were that blank room or a maze type background. Interesting.
Whoa. Can you repeat that? What did he say?
He says he thinks because we grew up with malls and shit, and most screensavers for us as kids were that blank room or maze type background.
Dude,
And he's right.
Dude, yeah, what was that like? Windows 2000 or like 98 or something? Yeah, it was like
Uh-huh.
brick room and just kept dude. No, seriously, think back to like the old original Doom. Like what the kids nowadays know as Doom 64 or whatever the fuck they call it. But no, like the original Doom back on like DOS, man. Or not DOS, but like what was that, Windows 95, 98, something like that. Dude, it
Yeah.
was the same, like almost eerily similar room.
Mm-hmm. It's creepy. It is
Dude,
so
even
creepy.
worse than the original, not the original Wolfenstein, because I think the original Wolfenstein was on DOS, but like what was that Wolfenstein? It might have been Quake, but there's another game that was like kind of similar to that. I mean, of course, that was like when 3D games were first really kind of a thing. But yeah, no, dude.
That is creepy. I never thought about that before. It's creepy. Um, he says for us in our 30s, empty spaces like that scare the shit out of us.
Yeah, dude, like, dude.
Um, British Bulldog says it's the unknown human mind fills in the gaps. Agreed. And I agree with that because it's that whole potential of what could fill that room, what could happen in that room. There's so much potential with an empty room.
And see,
So,
dude, it's so weird. Like back to perception, because like Death Kitty knows me on this one, but it's like, dude, like zombie apocalypse, survival kind of shit, like Fallout, Zombie Land, anything like that. If the world was just empty, Last of Us kind of deal, like, dude, I wouldn't. I would be able to survive. I don't need that social interaction like people do. You could drop me in the middle of fucking nowhere, and I would survive, man. Like I'm happy like that. Like, dude, it like that post-apocalyptic is almost like comforting to me because, like, dude, I hate the city. I hate crowded areas. I have nothing against people, man. Like, just no hate towards people, but I just don't like being in a crowd of people. I'll go to a concert and shit like that. I'm okay. Like, but I just couldn't live like that. I couldn't live in New York City like that, man, stacked on top of each other. I'm okay in a like just empty space like around me, like nature or an abandoned city or whatever, but that liminal space is fucking disturbing. It's like, is it just the perception of it that changes? Why is one
mhm,
empty space different than another? Is it the walls? Is it
mhm,
that feeling of confinement? Like, this is like some deep, like on a deep psychological level here or something, man.
mhm. It also makes you think of, things that are there, like the chair you're sitting in doesn't really exist. You just
Or
made
what
that picture in your mind.
or what kind of shit's around you that you're not perceiving.
Hmm. Exactly. Um, Going forward, Georgia Redneck says The Matrix is a part of my life. I have all the movies. Awesome. He even played the game on the old Xbox.
Oh, dude, you know, like the
um,
Path of Neo? Dude, I've actually never played that. I really want to fucking play that, man.
really? I'm amazed you haven't played any of that, babe. Woodchuck says Hollywood tells us the truth all the time in movies, but we're trained to understand them as not real because it's a movie. But where did the ideas come from? Okay, so I have a whole theory on that.
Go for it.
Okay. And this is a theory, doesn't make it a fact. But Druids, what they used to, what was a sacred tree for them was their Hollywood. And a lot of their wands were made out of Hollywood because it was sacred to them. It possessed to them magical properties. And supposedly, according to some of the historical documents whenever Rome was just starting to get around these areas where the Druids were. Um, they said that the Druids could pretty much change your perception of what you see with their wands. You look at Hollywood, the wand, Hollywood, the whole movie scene. And in a way, I believe with this, to get back onto what you're talking about, Woodchuck, I had to give you a little background before I went into this. I believe that a lot of it is witchcraft in a way, because you have to have permission with certain kinds of witchcraft to be let in. And their way of permission is movies, entertainment. People see it, they're not realizing what it is. But if people accept that this is something, hey, yeah, this is just crazy, and, thinks wonderfully about this movie, they may be unknowingly inviting that negative energy in. And that negative energy could also manifest what happens in the movie. That's just my opinion. Stoner Man?
Dude, that makes me think of that meme I saw the other day when I was talking about the Hunger Games. Like when you watch the Hunger Games, I know you rooted for Katniss in that, but then the real thing happens in real life, and you deny it and say it's not true. You know, like think about the movies like about like these government conspiracies and cover-ups and all that, and people are like, oh my god, this is such a great movie, and they're rooting for the protagonist in that, going against the grain. But in real life, they'll be the first ones to stand up and say, oh, this is just a conspiracy theory, this does actually happen, the government has nothing but our best interests at heart. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know they say Hollywood likes to tell you what they're doing, what's coming next, what the plan is, what they're trying to accomplish, and it's like a way to rub it in your face, and it's not just what they try to program you with. I'm a firm believer a lot of that hack and slash movies were are just desensitization, man. I mean, to hey, it's no big deal if you just decapitate somebody or whatever, like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I have nothing wrong with horror movies. I think Manhunter, is a fucking great movie. All the Hannibal Lecter movies and everything. But some of these movies like just go too far, man. Like the last house on the left, I still like. I'm just like, what the fuck? It had a good ending when the guy sticks the guy's head in the microwave and kicks it off. It's like he got that revenge for what he did to his daughter. But I don't want to watch that. I don't. There's just certain things I don't want to watch a movie. It's not fucking entertainment for me. But
Mm-hmm.
it's provided to us as entertainment. What's wrong
Mm-hmm.
with people who enjoy this, man? I mean, like I said, nothing wrong with horror movies. I have a dark sense of humor sometimes, like there's nothing wrong with that to an extent. But when certain brutal, horrible things just give you a sense of satisfaction, like there's a line between having a twisted sense of humor and just being demented, you know.
Absolutely. Let's see. Woodchuck says Matrix made me think way differently, especially nowadays. 100%. Um, Georgia says, and I feel like Elvis Presley was hiding things because he owned the mafia money. I didn't know that he owed the mafia money. He could have for sure. Um, I need to research that. That's interesting,
Oh
Georgia.
shit!
You let
Didn't
me know what you find out about that for sure.
Didn't Woodchuck mention something about Tupac still being alive, or is that Georgia?
No, that was Woodchuck. He was reacting to a TikTok video.
Oh, okay. No,
Uh huh.
dude. Touch on that real quick. Yeah, dude. I believe there are some people that are supposedly dead or unalive, whatever YouTube wants you to fucking say right now, that aren't actually. That are either just laying low because they're tired of the bullshit and they just want to live their fucking life, or they're coming back with a vengeance at some point. Not all of them, but a few.
Let's see here. Uh, Woodchuck says like he's all about conspiracy theories. Well, you're in the right place, brother, for sure. You're in the right place, bro.
For
Um,
real.
Georgia Redneck says, and something crazy about it is he went bankrupt and then passed away. It was like he was trying to get away. I feel like he's not dead, just wanted to escape fame. That could be a possibility. I mean, it definitely could be a possibility for sure. Gabe, by the way, Gabe said, okay, he's back. So he came back there for a second, babe. So Gabe says, conspiracy theories are 85% fact and 50% crap. 100%. And what's the score of conspiracy theorists at this point in society? Like, what everybody, because everybody's calling us all conspiracy theorists for calling out shit and deducting our own conclusions. And so we would start calling out stuff. Like, we have, like, a really high score of all of that coming true right now, don't we?
Hmm.
Like, a really high score. It's kind of crazy. But Chuck says, what if we did die in Y2K and all this has been a simulation? Dude, I thought about that.
Whoa.
I thought about that. I thought about that. And also the Mayan calendar, 2012. Any of y'all play Assassin's Creed? Okay.
That game makes you fucking think about some shit.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let me touch on Y2K. So, if it like anybody who doesn't know what like the whole scare was, so basically, computer software used two-digit dates. Like it said 1999, 99, and they're like, "Oh my god! Well, when 2000 hits, it's going to reset everything, and we're not going to know, say 1950 from 2050 or whatever." Like, why was that a scare? Like, it's not like technology is nowadays where you have Facebook and X and Instagram and all these big social media platforms and computers everywhere where it was the size of the variable they were using. It could only allow for those two digits. And like at the time, it wasn't that big of a deal to go in and just make some changes to the types of variables they were using and fix the problem. Why was this big scare? I don't understand. Why did nobody think about this like, you know, years in advance? Like, hey, we should probably do something about this. I mean, look at Office Space. The main character, his whole job was doing just that. It was changing the variables for the Y2K switch. Like that was his whole job. Why was this a scare? I feel like that was so ridiculous, man. Why?
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat got something to say on that one?
Yeah. I'm going to keep reading the chat until we catch up. Gabe says I could talk about conspiracies for hours. Yes. Another one. You're in the right place. Woodchuck. I'm too stoned. Right now, my mind will go deep.
Hell yeah,
Woodchuck,
really.
you were also in the right place.
What you trying to say?
Well, I mean, I think everybody could kind of, speaking of, he just went blank. Yeah. Um, yeah, you're in the right place, brother, for sure. Nobody pictured that from our name. Smoke-N-Sass, right? Um, Georgia Redneck says, I feel the same way with Chuck. It's like something is always behind you. It's kind of odd, but I always feel like the mirror is a doorway. Yes, yes, and it can be a doorway, Georgia, for sure. And there is, y'all probably already know this. It was big in the South. So all of us, I think, are Southerners or have family in the South, even if you're not living in the South right now. But a lot of people, like from our grandparents' day, if somebody died in the house and there was a mirror, they'd cover the mirror. Y'all remember that? I've read books about that. I didn't get to see that, but I've read books about that. Anyway, let's see here. Butchick says, I've got a lot of work with paranormal and cryptozoology. Dude, I could imagine. Dude, you could probably do your own show just with that alone, Butchick, for sure. Gabe says, I came back. Everything else is boring. It's more fun over here. Heck yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Woodchuck says, gotta watch the series Supernatural show. Used a lot of real shit. They totally did. They totally
Dude, that
did.
show was good until it became a fucking Twilight Sparkles versus Furry Boy fucking team thing. Dude, the early episodes were fucking awesome, man. They really were. My favorite episode, hands down, is the Groundhog Day. Tuesday, picking a poke. No, for real, man. Just being trapped in that loop, man. I don't know. It's just a humorous episode. I thought it was awesome. But yeah, no, there's a lot of real shit, a lot of lore. And I like how they mix a lot of different belief systems. I like that. It's a different outlook on it.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Uh, Georgia Redneck says, I'm into paranormal. I have done investigations here in my town. A lot of history here, and I have experienced things. Dude, Georgia, for sure. Old town history, sometimes it just starts right there with your own town. Just all of that. That is awesome. That's what we want to do. We want to kind of do some like history stuff, like with the around where we live, basically. So yeah. Um, Gabe says Supernatural is a great show. Woodchuck says, yep, Windows and shit. Yeah, bro, that shit planted something inside our brains to feel uneasy. Bill Gates is evil. I told you.
What did you say about Bill Gates?
No, I said that.
Oh, I got you.
That was my ad lib. Woodchuck says, yep, Windows and shit. Yeah, bro, that shit planted something inside our brains to feel uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Georgia Redneck says, but sometimes I feel like your mind can scare you more than anything else because it makes you think about what you can't see. That's true. That's true. It's actually kept our ancestors alive thinking like that. This is why we're all like this, is because, back in our ancestors' days, whenever they used to have to live in the wilderness and shit, they used to have to be super on guard because, shit, you never know if a mountain lion is just going to come out and eat you just because it's hungry. Like if they see a shadow or hear something,
Dude, I mean, even a different aspect, they thought a guy in a chariot like pulled the sun and made it move. They were horribly wrong about that, but it was their mind filling in the gaps. It was them trying to assign an explanation to something they didn't understand and they didn't have the technology to understand. And then look, here come astronomers. And what did they do to the astronomers? They laughed at him. Look at
Mm-hmm.
Galileo. You know, the church told him that
Awful
basically he
things
could
they did to
repent.
Galileo.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there was basically repent or die
Yeah.
because he said that the Earth was not the center of the universe. He said the sun was, and they didn't like that. It's like, dude, like you had people trying to fill in the blanks, and then when somebody came in and provided a logical explanation, was like, hey, the way you guys believe is untrue. This is I posit this new explanation here, and they reject it and they say no, you need to take it back. Like why
Yeah.
are you so hard headed that you can't like accept a new idea? Was it that, or did they really not want people to understand? Did they want to
Mm-hmm.
keep them in the dark and uneducated?
Yeah. It could be. I mean, but there's a whole psychology that goes behind, people not understanding different versions. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, some people, I mean, it really can mess them up mentally. It's just too much, you
Oh yeah.
know.
I
So,
mean, dude, I don't think the majority of the population could handle the truth. I believe certain people could. The
hmm
majority of people, like, they can't accept like simple things nowadays, man. They
hmm
damn sure can't accept something that is, against the educational norm.
right, right. Um, Gabe says, but a room is never empty. Rooms hold stories.
Dude, for real.
That's deep. That's true.
Man, we went to one of our favorite things to do is take road trips, man. Just go explore. And we came across this little town. It was a ghost town, man.
hmm
And dude, just thinking about like what what happened there. Supposedly there was like a shootout and a bunch of people died, and after that, the town basically just got shut down. But like, it just makes you think, man. Like, what happened there? The events, what kind of people came through there, and all of that. I mean, even a pretty big city here used to be nothing but a train depot. That's how it started out. It's like, man, think about the everything from the supplies to coal and everything that were shipped through there, and about the steel. What kind of outlaws came through there, and businessmen. I mean, we're the Sam Walton from Walmart. He's from Kingfisher, Oklahoma. Like, we have some history here, man. I know. They said Jesse James even came through here through Robbers Cave, and a bunch of outlaws and everything, and suppose they hid a bunch of their stolen goods there and shit in these caves, and it's like, man, you just think about the past civilizations, the past time periods, man. Like, what happened? Like, you might be at the store shopping, or what was there before that store was built. When it was just nothing but land. Who camped
hmm
out there. Who traveled through there on the old trail.
Absolutely. Let's see here. The chick says, oh, 100% your mind can be your own worst enemy in certain situations. Gabe mentions it's fact that the Pentagon has a budget from Hollywood movies. Yes.
Dude.
Yes. Um, let's see here. Hollywood is used in magic. Absolutely, Gabe. Black magic and witchcraft. Yes, Gabe, you know what I'm talking about. Yes. It's like they have to make you give them permission, but they can do it in a sneaky way, and this is how they do it. I don't know. That's just me. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Hold on.
I'm gonna say is
Oh.
anybody see the picture of Matthew Perry before he wasn't around no more? Took a picture of the holly berries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Death Kitty, like I said, we need to get Amber on here with her wife, and we need to do a Chester Bennington discussion.
Mm-hmm. Woodchuck says he never knew that. Um, Woodchuck does mention Bohemian Grove. Yes, brother. Yes, yes, yes. I believe that is a real thing. I believe that does occur, and unfortunately, it's been occurring since the dawn of time. Unfortunately, that just for years they were hiding it, and now in this information age, it's everything's becoming more public, and they can't hide stuff anymore. And yeah, look at that boxer that was coming out talking all about Bohemian Grove and everything else. Absolutely. And then what happened to him? He had handlers after that pretty much were trying to make him look crazy. I think they were drugging him. Anyway, that's just what I think. But The Simpsons, yes, babe. The Simpsons.
What did you say about The Simpsons?
You just said The Simpsons.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the future stuff. Yeah.
See, okay, I haven't narrowed down to basically two theories. Either they, everyone talks about the playbook. There's a playbook that certain people, especially like deep in like Freemasonry and shit like that, know about, and this is all playing out from a plan, like Death Game mentioned, Assassin's Creed plot that is unfolding, and they are aware of it because they're privy to that information, so they can call it, just by playing it off as though it's just a cartoon, or they are predicting it, either because maybe Matt Groening is intelligent enough and versed enough that he sees what's coming. Maybe it's some Project Looking Glass kind of shit. But yeah, like there's something to that, man. And that's why I'm a huge King of the Hill fan, man. Not that they called the, predicted shit like The Simpsons does, but dude, they really took what the world was coming to at the time. I mean, it aired in I think like 98, 99, ran through the early and mid 2000s. But it really took what the world was coming to, and, different perspectives on it. And, like, they were pretty spot on, man. Even Dale, he was the crazy fucking conspiracy theorist the whole show. But you look back to some shit he said, you're like, wow, he fucking called it, man. He fucking called it, dude. But
Absolutely.
I firmly believe Matt Judge. There's Death Key. You're the one who told me about that. Was he was supposedly friends with Alex Jones?
No, he is.
He is for sure,
Oh
like for
yeah, he
real.
is. No, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And dude, I mean, I remember Infowars, man, like long before the Alex Jones show and all that.
Infowars.
But I mean, that dude, that was crazy conspiracy shit there, man. Like, you were fucking crazy if you had that Infowars sticker, man.
Totally. Georgia Redneck says theories about supernatural. Some of these theories may be known already. There's nothing wrong. Like all this stuff we're talking about tonight, Georgia Redneck, is stuff that's already been out there. These are not me and Stoner Man's original ideas. Now, sometimes this man here, yes, he will spit out like an original, something I've never heard before. But That's okay. Sometimes I do too. Mine's a little bit more rare, but he does a lot. Nothing wrong with that. Um,
Power of the
Georgia Redneck
gods.
also says, y'all may not understand what I'm saying. Sometimes I think different. Nothing wrong with that. We love that. We love that you think different.
Bro,
Um,
critical thinking, man. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if we fucking agree or not, man. It's just if you have critical thinking, you think for yourself, you analyze shit, man. That's all it takes,
absolutely.
man.
Absolutely. He says, but if you watched All Eyes on Me, he looks just like him. But the
Dude.
crazy, thing, uh, things said Tupac Shakur passed away on the street, but some say he passed on the hospital. But rest in peace, legend. So I think that they, and I get what you're saying with that. I really do, Georgia Redneck, because you're saying there are two conflicting stories. And yeah, it could be all innocent because, people knew he was shot up in the middle of a street and people just assumed he died there. But how long was it? I think it was like 9 days. Like he was in the hospital for 9 days and he finally died on that ninth day. It was horrible. And then the people that knew and were following up, like knew he passed away way later in the hospital. And
Yeah,
I
'cause
get
I
what you're
think he
saying,
was,
though, Georgia Redneck. No, he passed away in the hospital.
yeah, because I think he was even in and out of consciousness like a couple
He
times
was at
too.
the beginning. He
Yeah,
was at the beginning.
he was in a
Um,
coma.
yeah. But Georgia Redneck, I get what you're saying. You're saying it without saying it. You're like, okay, yeah, this could all be innocent, but I'm just saying there's two different things here. So I get what he's saying with that. Absolutely,
Ah, well,
dude.
is
Woodchuck
he
says no.
dead?
Woodchuck says no fucking idea, but boy, did we lose our shit over Y2K. 100%. Let's see. George Redneck says, I feel you, Woodchuck. Just smoked myself. Gabe says, I can deal with a mirror all day, but I'll say this right now. Fuck a. Okay. Porcelain doll. Okay. Babe, you ready for me to go on this one? Gabe, are you sure you want to hear about this one?
Go
Because
for
I'm
it.
probably about to scare you even worse about porcelain doll. Okay. So you can actually, all right, like I am First Baptist all the way. But when I was spiritually attacked, I was looking everywhere trying to figure out like how to fight that. Anyway, this is how I know about this because I started watching this particular channel because they were sort of helpful. Anyway, with dolls, porcelain or whatever, you can put your emotions through an inanimate object, especially like a doll. And a doll even more so because it's kind of like you can think of it as like another human. Okay. And they can be positive, negative, whatever. And a porcelain doll isn't even like Annabelle. Annabelle was Raggedy Ann. Like that's, but that just kind of gives you something to go with there. And there are things about that, which is kind of scary. If you have a lot of negative energy and you're putting it in an object like that, it can become haunted. It can become. You can end up like if you bring it into your house, you can get poltergeist, you can get all sorts of stuff going on, right? Negative energy, seeing negative things, whatever, right? But I'm going to tell you one really fucked up thing, everybody. And it's not anything against anybody who's ever experienced this, but I feel bad for anybody who's experienced a miscarriage. Okay. But a lot of hospitals will give these parents a doll to cope with it. And I get, like, it's a horrible thing and you're trying to cope with it. I'm not judging anybody who's had to do that, not at all. But on a spiritual aspect, because there are so many horrible feelings that you're feeling and you're just trying to make peace, but some people don't know how to make that peace, and all that negative energy goes into that doll. And hospitals are giving these away. So that's just something to think about. Centerman?
I didn't know that. I didn't know hospitals did that, but that is disturbing.
Yeah.
And like you were talking about how you basically put that energy into the doll. It in like, witchcraft and even like paganism and everything, that's where the wand came from. Was it it's not like the wand itself is magical so much as it creates a focal point.
Mm-hmm.
It's it gives you a spot to focus on mentally and manifest your intentions, man. And that's why I say people can summon demons so easily and not even be trying to, not even chances of it. All you have to do is have that negative emotion, to have that, especially hatred, anger, all those things. And you can manifest that, especially say you have a hatred for somebody and all you do is sit there in the back of your mind and wish horrible things for them. You will manifest that for them. You will manifest these demons. And not all of them are going to go towards this person. A lot of them will stick around you. And I believe that's why, you know, they say, even love your enemy, because, what might you be manifesting around yourself as well?
Right.
Dude, there's some
Absolutely.
people that I severely dislike, and you know, I don't want to manifest dark, evil shit around me or them. I do hope that some of these people get their just desserts. They get what's coming to them because what they've done to people is unfair and is bad and has hurt people.
Right.
And I believe that they will face the consequences for that in the end. That's God's judgment. Sometimes God works through us, and we have to take our own course of action. So that's why we have laws, we have prisons, for people. But to a certain extent, that shit's out of our hands, and for us to
Right.
try
And
to manifest horrible things on people is not the answer. It's not the right way to approach it.
so why are these big corporation hospitals sending these dolls home?
Dude, I think that'd have something to do with the line of abortion, man. And like, it's like that Adult Swim commercial was that aired like 2018 or something, where the pyramid head guys are
Yeah.
using the babies as instruments. Like,
It's disgusting. Yeah.
dude, it's all about the children, man. And I mean, yeah, adrenochrome I believe is part of it, but not the only thing, man. I mean, it's the innocence. It's the monster that they're trying to create that can only be formed from that innocence.
Mhm.
The most evil thing you can do is steal that innocence, and you can't steal the innocence of an adult like you can a child, man, because we're not innocent like a child is. We've made mistakes, we've done our wrongs. The
Right.
older we get, the more wrongs we do, the more we learn from them. That's part of growing up. But these kids are innocent, man, and to steal that innocence is an ultimate evil, and it is accomplishing something.
Right. Exactly. Um, let's see here. Woodchuck says they will trap the soul. Exactly. Yes, they will trap the soul. He says New England has a lot of history, and he says he agrees with Gabe on that. Gabe says the movie Dead Silence is the scariest movie of all time. We've never watched that.
Watch that. Yeah, we're gonna watch it.
Let me write that down before I forget. Woodchuck, Dane, I know you say that New England has a lot of history, dude. We'd love to hear it.
For sure. Man.
Maybe next time we do this or something, we would love to hear it.
Like I said, man, any of y'all want to jump on here and just talk about some shit, man, you're more welcome. Let us know. We'll send you a link.
We are almost at 3 hours, babe.
Oh, shit. Damn. Isn't that long already? Yeah, let's get through these comments and we'll wrap it up.
Let's see. Georgia Rennick says, I have another interesting question for y'all. If you ever study the story behind Annabelle the doll, I believe she is connected to something supernatural. She has to stay in Octase. Yes. And see, I hadn't even gotten to your comment, and I kind of brought that up as well. I don't know what the story behind, like what caused Annabelle to be Annabelle, right? The Annabelle we know that has to be locked up behind a case, right? But obviously some really bad juju went in that. And it's kind of scary. And I agree with you there. Absolutely. Kong, hello. I don't know who you are, but ask
What's
why.
up, John?
Let's see here. Woodchuck says, same here, Georgia had a place I called Hell House, and boy, was that place haunted as fuck. Ooh, sounds like it. Gabe says, Georgia, I promise you don't want to go down the Annabelle rabbit hole, bro. I did it. It made me feel really weird, like even the research is crazy.
Okay,
Yes!
Hold up. Think about the porn website on the was it the Wicked dolls for Disney?
Oh, you want me to go into that?
No, dude, we gotta get through these comments, man. But no, seriously, anybody who hasn't seen that, check it out. From what I understand, this has been going on for months, and supposedly they've done a retraction of the packaging and all that. But the website's like wicked.com or something instead of like Wicked the movie. And I guess it takes you to some fucked up porn site instead of the actual kid movie. And it's like, dude, how do you make that mistake? And how's after all these months of these pissed off parents have you not fucking fixed it yet? But yeah. And then what was the other one? It was the one Britney Spears mentioned. The doll. It was by the creator of Hello Kitty.
Well, that wasn't.
No, it was.
That was what she posts.
Yeah,
on there.
Yeah. It was like my something, like my.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that. If you want to read the comments, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. Let's see. So yes, no, I agree, Gabe. Okay, so I'm one of these type of people. I can do any kind of scare movie. I can do like hack and slash. I could do a mindfuck movie. But the moment you get into some spiritual anything, that Latina blood comes out, and I'm like, nope, I ain't watching this. I'm gonna go in the other room and pray. Like, that's me. I cannot do it. And I can even imagine trying to research something like that. Yeah, like feeling weird. I could imagine. Georgia Redneck says, Gabe, I do want to see her in person. Maybe even take her out of the case. I know I'm crazy. Georgia, do not do that. Don't do it. Don't touch that thing. Don't touch it. Don't touch the doll. Leave the doll in the case. For sure. Gabe says, fuck that, Georgia. That's beyond crazy, bro. Spirits and demons are something you don't want to mess with, bro. I'm serious. That's true. That's true. And they can get in like so many different ways. And, yeah. absolutely.
It was the My Melody doll. The My Melody is by the creator
Yes,
of
My Melody. That's right.
Hello Kitty. Yeah. Dude, there's some weird shit to that. And I haven't quite narrowed it down yet, but anybody want to do deep dive on that, let us know. We'll do a video on that.
Oh, that's what I was going to say with you mentioning that. I'm glad you brought that up. Any of you guys that do have kids or have nieces and nephews that are around that age that is into the Wicked movie, nothing's wrong with Wicked the movie. Like, if you like it, nothing like that. But if you have kids that want that dollar or something, just make sure they're not going to that site. Heads up. That's on the back of that box.
And Debkey, I brought this up to you when we first heard about that story. Okay, guys, do you remember like the old commercials where it's, hey, you know, ask your parents, make sure you ask your parents before going online? What happened to that, dude? I've seen like commercials pop up on, you know, YouTube and shit, and you never hear that anymore. Why did that change? Especially with how like prolific nasty shit is online and how easily accessible. It's not like back in the day when you had one computer in the house. Now it's on your fucking phone, and you know, 5-year-olds got fucking phones and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Woodchuck says, so in my studio, I have a huge Raggedy Ann collection, including a big one like the original Annabelle doll. Wow. Gabe says, well, Woodchuck, I'll never come to your house, bro.
Might as well have a Chucky doll, bro. Shit.
Woodchuck says, the Warren house is about 45 minutes from me in Monroe, Connecticut. Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Man, if you watch American Horror Story, man, the Roanoke season was crazy.
Georgia Redneck says, the things I have experienced living on the property I live outdoors in the house I have open on there. I had a fork fall off the table and wasn't even close to the edge. I'm a big believer now. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that, like, you know, just because like stuff is happening that it's always a demon. It could be just something that's kind of like, hey, I'm here. You know. But yeah, absolutely. Make sure I didn't or anything. Gabe says the Warrens were strange people. That's true. Like, if you actually do some research on the Warrens, and that's also another thing that actually kind of feels kind of weird when you're trying to research them, because I started to try to at one point, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm done. Woodchuck is laughing, like rolling laughing emojis. Gabe, I have a lot of haunted shit in my studio. Georgia Redneck says, I love haunted shit. I have a doll. She's supposed to be haunted. Maybe that's why things happen in the house, but it's cool. That's why I have it. Gabe says, hold on. Oh no, I skipped forward too much. Baby, you want to talk? I'm trying to find out where I was. We are way behind in chat, by the way. Way behind.
Yes, we're sorry. Yeah, we're getting off on tangents here.
But that's good. They're having a good time in the chat. Like, they're all just conversing and shit. And this is what it's about, dude.
Oh yeah, you guys talk about whatever you want, man. We're just glad we can be some entertainment for y'all tonight.
Gabe says, I don't do the spirits because we have the Myrtles Plantation here in Louisiana, one of the most haunted places ever. I've heard of that, Gabe. I think I've heard of that. Woodchuck says, I'll send you pics of the shit I get tomorrow. Gabe says, nah. Woodchuck, rolling laughing emojis. Gabe's like, don't send me that. It can travel through phones.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
It can travel through phones though. You're gonna think that's fucking stone out of my mind. It
Oh shit.
It can.
Oh fuck.
Okay, think of poltergeist, right? You know, usually they feed off of emotion, hormones, and electricity, right? So we have like this super phone, smartphone. Yeah, they can get through the phone. I know you were kidding, Gabe, but I really believe that.
Hey, Minerva. Juno.
Yes, that too. Okay, I'm starting to get kind of creeped out because we're talking about this for way too long. I'm getting a little itchy, babe. Okay. All right.
We're up to 3 hours. Yeah, let's get some of that chat.
Okay. I want to go to Waverly Hills in Kentucky and New Orleans, says Woodchuck. Gabe says, yes, I've seen that picture, Stoner. Georgia Redneck says, Woodchuck, we should definitely go somewhere one day, look for haunted artifacts. Georgia, probably far away from you. Woodchuck, Gabe, rolling laughing emojis, I got you. Gabe, New Orleans, Louisiana in general has a lot of haunted history. Yes, it does. Like Marie Laveau, like that's just one off of the top of my head, and we're not even talking about like all sorts of everything. Like seriously, a lot of stuff in Louisiana, even just Louisiana alone, like
By
New
the
Orleans
way,
alone.
yeah, if anyone's ever heard the Chicken Man, if anybody knows anyone around, fuck, I forgot the name of the military base, but it's supposed to be around the military base in Lawton. Dude, I can't find anything on it, but I've heard a lot of people like talk about it. They said they've seen the fucking Chicken Man. It's like 2 feet tall. That's some weird shit.
Let's see here. Georgia Redneck says, I do want to go to New Orleans and study the voodoo. I like this stuff, y'all. I may be wired. I will say, Georgia, be very careful with what you play with. Very careful with what you play with. Gabe says, voodoo is crazy. I've been in stores in New Orleans, and the energy is super weird inside those stores. Georgia Redneck says, damn, Gabe, I definitely want to come check it out one day. I like feeling things, but sometimes you have to be careful with what you get more than what you wish for. Yeah, just exactly what I just said. Gabe says, exactly why I don't mess with supernatural, because you have no control over what grabs a hold of you. Yes. Uh-huh. Yep. Woodchuck is like, hell yeah. Woodchuck also says, truth. I always went with the power of God, but even with all of that, I've had a few things go down that could have been worse. Absolutely. Georgia Redneck says, I have played Ouija board, and let me tell y'all, it's real. It's not just on a movie or a story. Okay. Georgia!
Oh, shit.
We're going to have a talk. Okay. 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 This is me coming from like First Baptist Christian, raised, whatever. Whenever you put a Ouija board down, you start playing with it, what you are doing is you're opening that gateway for anything to come in. And it doesn't always mean that something bad is going to come in, but it doesn't guarantee that it's not. And then after it's in, like we were talking about permissions earlier, like with Hollywood and stuff, certain things cause certain permissions. Sometimes it's just you just talking to it and they've got their permission. They can enter your home. Just wanted to say that, not telling you what to do. Never going to tell anybody what to do. You know, it's because I care. And I don't want you having to fight stuff in your house, man. Like, that would suck, for real.
And anybody want to think about that gate in a different perspective, watch Full Metal Alchemist. It's an anime.
That was deep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Gabe says, all right, I'm done with this convo, guys. My skin's legit crawling. I'm good at this topic. Yes, I'm the same way right now, Gabe. Georgia is laughing. Gabe says, nope, fuck that. Kong says, you can beat that negative energy with God. Yes. Yes, you can. You can. But I will tell you that sometimes, and I don't know how it happens, but sometimes it can take control of you. Because, I mean, we all know that people have been, like, possessed, like, truly possessed. Like, the exorcism, like not just the movie, but, like, in real life, right? Shit like that can really happen. And I don't know what happens in the meantime is if people forget that they can't beat that energy or something. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm not going to figure that out. I'm just going to say no. I'm just going to say no.
They weren't wearing the full armor of God.
Yeah,
that's true. If you have that armor.
That's true. You have to have that full armor. And if it's dented, even if you have the full armor on, even if it's dented, that's going to mess it up and something else can get in there. And that may not even be something intentional that you're doing.
I was going to say, think of it like a game, you're like some of the, like Oblivion or some shit, your armor gets damaged, it gets weaker, you gotta keep it at its full strength, man.
Absolutely, babe. Absolutely. Georgia is teasing the heck out of Gabe, saying he's going to get the doll for him and send it to him with his address. Gabe's like, no, that's not going to end well for the doll.
Hey, no harassment, man. No harassment.
Gabe says, but Georgia Redneck says, but on a serious note, the doll was my grandmother's, and it's weird how I heard her voice when I got close to it.
Interesting.
Gabe says dolls are absolutely not allowed in my house. Chuck says, Georgia, I'm down, and yeah, it's far, but would be a cool road trip. Georgia says, people here have said burn it, bury it in a box. Okay, burn it, bury it in a box, but sometimes just because you do that, the spirit doesn't leave. Let's see here. Georgia Redneck also says, I believe in God 100%, but also open to other things. Says he can jump on the next one if y'all are down. Would love to anytime. Gabe says,
sure, man.
I'll say if you want to find out about Annabelle, watch the Conjuring series and Annabelle series and the Nun series. Go to Google and type in how to watch them. Watch them in order, it says. He tried to get me to watch those. You remember that, babe? We were at the apartment. No. You were trying to convince me so bad.
You watched Amityville? Come on. Well, you didn't watch the whole series, like all of them, but...
Let's see here. I guarantee... this mouse, it's moving it like way far. I guarantee y'all will think differently about supernatural shit. But Chuck says, I've had my fair share with demonic forces and spirits. Georgia Redneck says, watch it so many times, Gabe, it always feels like I missed something about it. Georgia says, I do have a Chucky doll. Chucky doll is cool. Gabe says, have you ever watched them in order by movie or in order by the dates of the events in the movie? You have to watch chronological. Like, I think it's Conjure 1, the Annabelle. It's all weird order. I never paid attention to that because I was like, no, I'm never going to watch this shit. Until he came along. He was like, no, I don't need to watch it. I don't want to watch it. You watch it. Watch it when I'm working. You go watch it. I don't need to watch it. Then after you watch it, I'll stage the house and, like, you know, get a priest to come over or something. Just in case it got in the apartment.
Okay, anybody watch Constantine? That was a fucking great movie, man.
That was good. Absolutely. Georgia Redneck says, I'm not sure, Gabe, but we'll definitely look into that. I'm going to have to watch it. Because I'm really interested in Ed and Lorraine Warren, but they have many secrets. Gabe says, I'll send you the link on IG. Gabe says he'd go up on the panel, but it's been at 4 hours. We're almost at 4 hours. Well, we're over 3 hours. Yeah. Woodchuck says, shit, y'all, this has been great. I want to get off, but it's 12:20 up here for sure.
Oh,
Much
man,
love.
don't
Y'all
worry
had a
about
blast
it, bro.
tonight. Dude, we had a blast with all y'all, for real. This
For
has
real,
been
man, for real.
fun.
I did not expect this to go this long. I thought we were gonna be on for like an hour or something. This bullshit.
Yeah, me too.
But no, fuck, man. You guys are fucking cool as shit, man. Thank y'all for being here,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think it would have been as fun if we didn't have as cool people in here.
Oh, yeah.
No, for sure.
Are we
Well,
almost
is there
caught up on the
anything else you
chat,
wanted to
Kid?
say?
Are we
Huh?
caught up on the chat?
Yeah, we're caught up.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna call it a night. But man, thank y'all so much for joining in. You guys have been fucking cool as shit, man. I know there's a lot of shit I could have rambled on, so I know we got content for next time. But Gabe, yeah, bro, if you want to jump on the next one, man, we're all for it, man. Anybody want to jump on? We're always happy to have y'all, man. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, man. Just like I said, man, if you got something to say, we're cool with it, bro. But yeah, man, thank y'all for joining us, man. I hope y'all have a kick-ass weekend, man. I don't know about y'all. It's been a fucking rough week, so I'm ready to kick back, man. But Super Bowl Sunday, if anybody's watching, man, or going, especially going, be safe, man. Watch your back out there, man. Never know what kind of shit might happen. But everybody be safe. Thank y'all for joining in. Y'all
Oh,
have a good
I'm
night.
looking forward to the ads for the Super Bowl. Not because I like to watch the ads for the Super Bowl. I haven't for the last 2 years. But because Elon is doing what, babe?
Yeah, I think, what was it? He spent 40 million for
60.
Was it 60 million?
I thought so.
No, there was 40 million for 6 30-second ad spots, exposing like the waste of government funding and shit. And he's doing it out of his own pocket, which is cool as fuck, man.
Absolutely. I'm down for that. I ain't watching no woke NFL. No.
But why? So what's up, B? Watching the game, having fun.
Babe.
All right, guys, we're gonna get the fuck off here, man. But thank y'all, man. Y'all rock. Take it easy, man.
Good night, everybody.